Please, I'm begging you, don't hurt me, and I'm not going back there. I won't do it.
Vicky,
I won't go back there.
It's okay. It's me. It's me. You don't have to run anymore.
Those photographs are the strongest evidence we have against Carl, and Lorna won't press charges for blackmail? That's great. Just
made it clear she wants us all out of her life, especially me.
Is this too personal for you?
No, Cass, it doesn't matter who tries to convince her. She's dug her heels in. Meanwhile, Carl is free to terrorize her, to terrorize anyone else he pleases.
The question is, where do we go from here?
Oh, I know there's a way to get the evidence to put Carl away if I could just lock into it.
Cass?
Rachel?
Kevin? I understand you want to talk to me about Carl some more.
Yes, I want him behind bars.
Don't we all?
This woman belongs to me. Now, I came all the way to this hellhole to find her, and I'm not leaving until I do.
This was the friend I was trying to find, and look at this. Can you believe it? He's right here.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you have much to tell him. I think you would like to be alone.
Yeah, that would be nice.
There's a small room to the back. The boy can sleep. I will be engaged.
But we definitely don't want to miss our train.
Oh, I'm afraid there was an accident not far from here. The train won't be coming through until morning.
Okay, why don't you get Stephen settled?
Hey, it sounds like we have another adventure ahead of us. You, me, and Ryan. How does that sound to you? Pretty good? Okay. Come on. So he is, singing Stephen a lullaby in German. Someone must have been watching over us. I mean, it must have been.
I think so, too. At least that's what I've been asking for.
Calling you as soon as I got here, and just hearing your voice on the machine, it made me feel like anything was possible. And then here you are. How?
I got your letter. I had to come.
Wait a minute, you couldn't have. Grant just sent it.
A little modern miracle called a fax.
What did you think?
It's okay.
No, it wasn't true. I mean, not one word of it was true,
See,
Ryan.
but I thought it was real. I thought that you were trying to say goodbye.
But you see, I thought that I'd be home before you got that letter, and
It's all right, Vic. I knew that you were in trouble. I don't know how. I just felt it.
Ryan, I didn't write that letter for you. I wrote it for Grant.
Did Grant make you write that letter?
I had to do whatever I could do to make him believe all the things that he wanted to believe so that I could get out of there. It was really bad. I mean, you can't believe some of the things that Grant did.
What, did he try and hurt you?
No. I mean, in a lot of ways it was worse. I was in this beautiful place, but it was like a prison, and I was absolutely a prisoner. I mean, there were bolts on the doors. If you even tried to walk out the front door, a big alarm would go off.
What, did he lock you up or something?
Well, I mean, I was supposed to be getting better. You know, the best doctors, the best care, no one to bother us, away from everything.
And away from me.
Well, he brought my mother and Stephen. You know, that was supposed to be everything I wanted. He kept bringing me all these fancy dinners and presents and telling me how much he loved me. But his eyes were like stone. And his hands were so cold. But he told me I was supposed to rest and mend and relax and take my pills.
Pills? What kind of pills?
I don't know what they were. He said they were a prescription, but I don't know. The point is, he kept pushing them on me. And when I did take them, yes, I felt happy, but, it was like this far away happy. And it definitely wasn't right.
None of this is right. None of this should have happened. This whole nightmare never should have happened.
The weirdest part was, he kept talking, about our golden future together. He wanted to stay here forever. He wanted to totally give up the Senate.
Yeah, I'm sure he believed every single word, every single lie.
So the point is, I knew I had to completely get out of there, and I couldn't confide in anyone. He had my mother totally convinced that this was all for my own good. I couldn't get her to believe me.
Well, she does now.
What? You mean you've already seen her?
Yeah, the first thing
where?
I went to the hospital the first thing. She's really worried about you.
Ryan, I could not trust her.
Yeah, well, she knows what Grant has been doing now.
This whole time with Grant, it was one of the worst things I've ever been through.
Worse even when we thought we were dying in the cave.
When we were in the cave and we thought we were dying, we knew we had each other. And that made even dying seem somehow bearable. But this time with Grant, living like this, it would have been like being dead for the rest of my life.
You're not, Vicky.
Ryan,
you're alive. You're okay.
He tried to control everything.
Well, he's not going to control anything anymore. It's over.
Wait. He told me something else while I was in the hospital, and I know he told me that you and he swore that you were never going to talk about it, but I just want you to know it doesn't make any difference.
What? What doesn't make any difference?
He told me that you shot me.
You're saying that Grant said that I was the one that shot you?
He told me that you felt guilty and ashamed, and that's why you didn't come to see me in the hospital. It wasn't true, was it?
Listen to me. Vicky, I would never hurt you. I would never even fire a gun near you.
Yeah, but if you didn't shoot me, then...
Grant did.
Why would he lie about something like that? He told me it was an accident. Are you telling me it wasn't an accident?
No.
Did he...
No. Grant didn't mean to shoot you. He was aiming for Ian Rain. But it gave him a perfect way to make you not want to see me ever again.
I did want to see you again. I begged him to let me call you.
Yeah, I'm sure that just made his day.
And he acted like he was so very concerned about you.
Let me tell you exactly how concerned Grant was. Grant was so concerned that he wouldn't even let me see you in the hospital. Even when we thought that you were dying.
So I didn't imagine it. I thought I hurt you there, but he said there was no way I...
So that was a lie. It was just lies. I was there, Vicky. I was holding your hands. I was talking to you.
I knew it. I felt you. I heard you. Wait a minute. You just said that he wouldn't let you, so...
You really think that would stop me? We're newlyweds, just married.
Sophie-Kopf. Guten Morgen.
We gotta get out of here. We're not safe here.
Ryan, this is my fault. I brought you here.
Look, it's not your fault. If it's anyone's fault, it's my fault.
I
was the one who provoked Grant up in Canada, up in the hospital. When I was up there, I told Grant that if I ever got a chance to see you again, if I could ever talk to you again, that I would tell you how I really felt. And Grant couldn't handle that, so I never saw you again.
A rich and powerful tycoon. A shrewd businesswoman. It's the perfect merger, but not everyone is offering their best wishes.
I had Victor, body and soul. Can you say that?
You've just given the man controlling interest in the paper.
Days of Our Lives, NBC Daytime.
You won't last till Thanksgiving.
So, what I'm trying to tell you is this. You and me, Vic, we're a team. I mean, we belong together. We are funny, and we are corny, and we're big, and we are loud, and we are sexy. And we have more tomorrows than I ever thought was going to be possible. And most importantly, I love you. And I appreciate you. And I forgive you for everything. That's what I told you in the hospital.
That's what you said?
Yeah. Absolutely. With no doubt, from the deepest part of my soul, I forgive you. And I beg you from the bottom of my heart, please forgive me. Your turn. Aren't you supposed to say something? Oh, I love those words. Oh.
Ready for McCory to fall from grace?
I'm ready for the truth. Now open the box.
What is it? Grant.
Let go of my wife.
What's in there, Ian? Come on, tell me, is there anything with my father's name on it? What is that? What is that?
It's a letter of agreement between your father, my father, and Andrew Hutchins.
Let me see. All it says is that they're equal partners.
I already knew that.
Hey, what's that?
It's just bits of plants that my father used in his experiments.
And this? What's this? Ink is so faded I can barely read it.
It's chemical formula.
Ian, this is your father's research.
They're just numbers.
Well, to you, but to another scientist,
There
it
are
could
no
be anything.
answers here, Paulina.
Well, maybe not easy answers.
Nothing tells me why or how my father died. He said there are meant to be notebooks and contracts
You're
and
sorry
agreements
because
in
there's
here.
no proof that he was murdered? Ian, I would think you would be relieved.
When I'll never find out what actually happened. I've spent my whole life searching for a box of jungle bees.
Ian, maybe there was something more. I mean, maybe somebody else got here before we did.
No! It's impossible, all right? It's impossible. You have to have the 3 keys to open the safe. My father's key was with me. It's just a waste of time.
Powerful tycoon. A shrewd businesswoman. It's the perfect merger, but not everyone is offering their best wishes.
I had Victor, body and soul. Can you say that?
You've just given the man controlling interest in the paper.
Days of Our Lives, NBC Daytime.
You won't last till Thanksgiving.
I don't take orders from you anymore, big brother.
How did you find us?
Oh, you didn't make it easy, gotta give you that. You have a weakness, led me right to you.
And I'll just bet you're gonna tell me what that is, aren't you, Ryan?
Sure am. You spoil Vicky. You bought her some nice jewelry, some fine clothing, you know, perk up her spirits. So all it took was for Frankie and I to track down your credit card receipts, and sure enough, here you were, racking up big charges in this little tiny Swiss town. So all I had to do was fly out here and then find the clinic.
Well, coming here is not going to change anything, Ryan, so step aside from my wife.
No, I'm never going to step aside for you again, Grant. I'm not going to give you a second chance to lie behind my back to Vicky.
I'd like to speak to Victoria alone.
Why don't you just leave, Grant?
Why don't you stop coming between me and my wife?
Ryan's right where I want him to be, Grant.
Did you hear that, Grant? Grant, she doesn't want to be with you anymore.
I'd like Victoria to tell me that herself.
Oh, I'm sure there's going to be more than enough time for that, Grant. Don't you get it? All of your schemes have failed. All of your money and your political connections, they've just blown up in your face. Now, you may be a very powerful man in the Senate, but you can't hold on to your wife.
As I recall, she didn't stay with you either. How long do you think it'll last this time?
Forever, Grant, because all of the lies are finally out.
There'll be more lies.
Well, I know you're the one who shot me. You're the one who nearly killed me, not Ryan.
Did you really think that the truth wasn't going to come out, Grant? You made her life a living hell. You filled her mind with drugs and her days with fear. You tortured her, you bastard!
Oh, no, my brother. You're the only bastard in this family. Your engagement ring, where is it?
I hocked it for 2 tickets out of this pathetic town.
Means that little to you?
Well, its value has been steadily declining. Let's talk for a minute about some of the things you've done to me. I don't even know where to begin here. What? Was it blaming Ryan for a bullet you fired? Or drugging me into some kind of a zombie so I believed all the lies you told me?
My love for you is no lie.
That's the biggest lie of all. You kidnapped me just like Carl Hutchins. What'd you do, put a bag over my head when you brought me?
Victoria.
You could have taken me to Bay City. I could have recovered there. It was good enough for you.
I wanted what was best for you.
You wanted me all to yourself, Grant.
You're my wife. Why shouldn't I want that?
You never asked me what I wanted.
I thought I knew. I brought you your mother. I brought you Stephen.
You brought my mother and you turned her into some kind of a spy, and you brought Stephen because you thought it would make me stay here.
Is that what you think?
You keep treating me like I'm some kind of personal possession of yours.
That's not true. You're my life.
I don't want to be your life. I wanted to be your partner. But I realize now that all you want is some kind of a showpiece. Someone that you can control and manipulate and monitor.
I wanted to keep you safe from the likes of Ian Rain.
Come on. Game's over. You weren't afraid of Ian Rain. You never even believed he existed. Your big fear was Ryan.
I had cause.
Ryan and I said goodbye. We were willing to put the memories behind us and move on, Grant, but you see...
But you just couldn't forget, could you,
I guess none of us could. But you made me feel so guilty. So miserable, so self-conscious, that I couldn't trust anyone but Ryan.
You're saying all of this is my
Look,
fault?
I don't care whose fault this is. I'm saying I can't live with you like this.
Don't say that.
I'm saying it all. I can't trust you. I can't respect you. And I don't love you.
Don't walk away from us. Don't walk away from me. It's not what you think.
Who are you going to blame this time?
I can explain.
Don't. I already know what the truth is. I'm not going to let you twist around my pain till it's something I don't even recognize anymore. I have had enough of your lies,
No more
Grant.
lies, no more lies, just the truth.
I'll get the truth from someone I trust.
You couldn't trust Ryan. That's why you turned to me.
I always trusted Ryan. I stopped trusting myself.
Darling, I helped you to discover your ambition and your talent. You saw yourself in the White House in all the dreams we shared.
Save them for someone else. They've already cost me too much.
You'll never be happy with Ryan. His world is too small.
His world is everything I want and I need. And it doesn't come with bolted doors.
It's a dead-end street. You see yourself as a cop's wife.
It doesn't matter whose wife I am. It matters who I am. And with you, I can't even breathe. It's over.
You always held back the deepest part of yourself.
I tried. I married you, Grant.
And the first chance you had, you broke your vows.
You hypocrite. You don't love. You don't forgive or forget anything. Is there anything you haven't lied about?
Well, I'm not the only one who could be charged with deceit here.
Let's just take it as a sign we were never meant to be together.
I won't accept that. I'll love you as long as I live.
Let go of me.
Grant. Grant, let go of her.
I've made my choice.
You'll come back to me.
I will never be controlled or manipulated or bullied by you ever again. Sweetheart, I'm right here. Will you take me out of here?
I'll take you anywhere you want to go.
I want to go home.
Grant. Victoria, I'm asking you to appear with me at a press conference to answer questions from the media alone.
You can't be serious.
It's your decision, Victoria.
Grant, I don't know.
I think it would be important for both of us.
Would you at least let me sleep on it? I'll tell you later.
Of course.
Is that all, Grant?
Think about what I've said, Victoria. Give my love to Stephen.
Are you all right?
I'm glad you're here, Victor.
I got your message. I was going to give you a call.
I wanted
What's
you
up?
to be the first to know. I can't go on with Judy as my sponsor. I mean, everyone can see that we're totally incompatible.
Look, I told you got to give her a chance.
I have, and I've made up my mind. I don't think I really even need a sponsor. I think I'll do a lot better on my own. I just need you to tell Judy for me, all right? Good, you're a love. I don't want you to worry about me, all right? I'll be just fine. Jenna, I have to get back to Tops, all right?
Mom,
honey?
don't you think that maybe
why
we
don't we
should-
have lunch sometime this week, all of us, all right? All right, I'll call you. Lovely. Good sign.
Yeah, well, she's not going to be able to handle not drinking on her own.
All right, I'll try to talk to her, okay? Oh, Victor, I thought you may want to know that Lorna feels forever indebted to the person that erased the tape of her interview with Jam Session.
Oh, really?
Yeah. In fact, she says that she owes a huge debt of gratitude
That's
to this
not
person.
exactly what I said.
You're right. You said you'd do anything for him.
Don't you have to run along really quickly?
Aren't you just dying to know who it is that saved your life?
Not really. I think a bit of mystery is a good thing.
Well, I think the mystery's over. Meet the man that saved your life. I think you've got just a little bit of kissing up to do. Goodbye.
Broadcast nationwide. This is the big time, okay?
Sure, and I'm not good enough, right?
Well, I just looked at Jenna's questions, and they're very good.
Thank you.
I don't have time to debate this right now, okay?
Matthew, wait, we have to work this out. What can I say? I'm sorry. If I'd had more time, I'm sorry.
Hey! Oh my gosh! Hey, are you okay? What happened? What happened?
Oh, fine. Let's get the wind knocked out of me.
The wind, you're lucky you didn't get fried. Look at me. Look at me. Are you okay? Okay.
No, I'm fine. I just was in a hurry. I got a little careless.
Well, I think just to be on the safe side, I think we should take you to the hospital. What do you say?
Yeah, my car is right outside. I would be happy to give you a ride.
Ladies, appreciate the offer. I should have gotten a jolt like that a few weeks ago.
Huh? Hank, where are you going?
To fix something before I end up killing myself.
Personally, I think you're full of it. Thanks for your input, Lorna. Look, Grant, I really wish you would just reconsider this. If it backfires, you're going to end up worse off than you already are now.
Oh, so what? He's already in the toilet, Amanda.
Well, there's something to be said for outspokenness.
What?
For all the pain and suffering that my family has endured. But believe me when I tell you I acted out of misguided passion. Not spite. Never malice.
My heart is breaking.
Mrs. Harrison? Mrs. Harrison?
Yes.
Is this a new Grant Harrison we're seeing here this morning? Or is this just another publicity stunt, calculated to sway the electorate toward a more sympathetic view of a possible felon?
Felon?
Kidnapping remains a federal offense. You needn't be afraid, Mrs. Harrison. Thousands of women are abused
Bill,
every year.
no,
The more we speak
no.
about... No what?
No, I wasn't abused. I don't pretend to understand my husband any more than he understands himself. That's why we're getting divorced. But he is a good senator. And it's up to the people of this state to decide for themselves what they believe. We know the truth.
I'm not sure you've made the truth as clear as it might be.
It's clear enough for us. That's what's important. We never should have gotten married. I belonged with Ryan from the very beginning.
I wish there was more I could tell you about Maria, but I thought you might like to see her resting place. Yes.
Thank you. Any other family, brothers, sisters?
No, Maria was alone. She was a very independent girl. She made the boys in the village very mad.
I know what that's like.
One thing I do know, she loves Senor Corey very much.
What did she die of?
The fever. It comes with many diseases, you know. The water, visitors, the animals. Who knows? Anyway, I'm going to leave you here for a few minutes, okay?
Thank you. Again. It's so quiet here. Peaceful. I'm so glad I finally met somebody who knew you. Bay City, everybody knew Mac, but nobody knew you. I'm so glad we found the picture in the safe deposit box. I mean, even though it has Ian's father and Carl's father. To have a picture of my parents is just great. I have so many questions about Ian's father and about Mac. About everything, I guess.
But what I wish most is that you were here to hold your hand just once. It would be enough, Mom. It would.
I'm glad I could help. You know, kneeling there with your head down, you look so much like Maria.
Rosa, can you get me a guide?
For what?
I'm going after Ian.
Into the jungle? Are you crazy?
I don't care. I have to do it, okay? I owe it to my mother and my father.
Paulina, what is hidden should stay hidden. Remember your parents in a different way, please.
Rosa, this is the only way I know how. Now I am going, whether you help me or not.
I'd like to thank the Senator and Mrs. Harrison for joining us here this morning. Although I believe it's safe to say we know as little about Swissgate as we did before the program began. Clearly, Senator Harrison has had an unfortunate experience with the bands of matrimony. Whether that has any impact on his political career remains to be seen. I can assure you, though, dear viewers, that we here in the Fourth Estate will pursue the truth about this, shall we say, very passionate senator from the heartland of America.
Bill, are you always this pompous, or are you just doing this for our benefit?
I can see why the brothers fought so bitterly for you, Victoria. As your husband so astutely pointed out, you're an extraordinary woman.
Well, I'd go easy on the brother thing. Cain and Abel's been done.
So they have. This is William F. Reynolds at KBAY in Bay City, wishing you an informative and productive day.
And we're out.
Oh, that was wonderful, Matt. Wasn't that a good idea?
What I tell you.
What do you say we get out of here?
Yeah, I'd like to say goodbye to Grant first. Listen, are you okay?
Yeah, I guess. I'm kind of glad that Matt didn't let me do this, because I think I would have been way out of my league.
Hey, listen. If you're not ready yet, you will be.
I don't know if I want to be. I don't know. I'm having doubts about this business and the people who are in it.
Politics has lost a very special lady this morning.
Well, I'm not sure Washington was ready for Vicky Hudson.
Oh, you're a breath of fresh air, Victoria.
Vicky.
I like that better, too. Keep in touch.
In your dreams.
Big chocolate taste.
Grant,
you can't afford another
Grant,
scene.
don't do it.
The reporters are gone. Some things need to be said.
Well, don't get heavy on us, Senator.
Well, I wish we were still broadcasting.
Excuse me.
I need to get away with you alone.
That's all been arranged.
What's been arranged?
Victoria, please don't rush off. We've had a chance to talk.
We've already had a chance to talk.
Victoria, I need 5 minutes.
Not now, Grant.
Grant, your time is up. What Vicky just did for you took everything she had.
I meant what I said to Reynolds. We never should have gotten married. It wasn't fair to any of us.
Are you being fair now?
you for taking care of Stephen.
We have a plane to catch. Excuse us.
I hope you're not planning a trip.
Billy.
You're still on duty, Detective Harrison. Did that slip your mind? I can't let you go, Victoria.
What are you doing? What's in those?
My clothes.
Oh, no. Honey, is this another one of those mood swings? Or is this because of another idiotic thing that I said?
Oh, no, it's a move in the right direction.
Wait a second. We can talk things through. I mean, we can work out all of our differences about the baby. I'd said that I was willing to compromise. Why are you walking out on me?
You must not go into the jungle.
I have to find Ian. I have to find Ian.
But you know nothing of survival. Strong men have been lost
Okay,
here.
Rosa, if you want to help me, then find me the best guide there is.
For your mother's sake, I cannot let you do this.
Rosa, if you won't, I'll get my own guide.
Why do you want to risk your life?
You said my mother loved my father, right? Ian says that my father was a liar and a cheat, and that he broke faith with his partners or worse. I want to know what's true, and I will not stop until I find out what kind of man Matt Corey really was.
See anything?
Yuma must have headed downstream. We lost the trail.
I can get us back to the village.
No! We must go on. I want to get to my father's campsite by nightfall.
That's difficult in your reign. Nobody comes to this jungle anymore.
Good. Then it won't be disturbed. Let's go. What are you doing here?
Ian, I've been looking for you. My guy took my backpack.
I told you not to trust anyone.
Look, I am not going anywhere, no matter what you said. What?
Do not move.
In your dreams. Now let me go.
Freeze, or you will die in less than 1 minute.
Dean, we have to talk, please.
Right now.
I don't believe this.
We had the light blinking.
I know, but this is an emergency. Please, can we just go somewhere and talk?
Carl is completely out of control. Only this time he's gone too far.
It's an entertainment to him, Felicia. He likes to see his enemies squirm. I plan to disappoint him.
Well, I plan to do a lot more than that.
What is this, Carl?
What else? It's a death threat.
There's no signature. Are you
Rachel,
sure?
Yes, not more than 2 hours ago, I warned Carl that his free days were numbered. He's trying to get back at me first.
I wouldn't be too sure that you could pin this on him. Rachel? Why are you defending Carl Hutchins?
I'm not defending him. I'm looking for proof.
It sounds like you're protecting him to me. What's going on between the two of you?
Hey, are you okay?
I'm fine. I'm all right.
Would that answer hold up under congressional scrutiny? Oh, I'm sorry. That was a really dumb thing to say. I think I'll just close my mouth and go now.
No, please, stay. I'd like your company.
Are you sure?
I never had a chance to thank you for today. You were an enormous help to me.
Why are you thanking me? You took Lorna's advice over mine. Well, in fact, I don't think there was one thing about that press conference you and I agreed on.
Yeah, but you didn't walk away from me. And I really appreciate that, Amanda.
So perfect.
So are you.
In the most talked about story of the summer, Dr. Carly Manning was buried alive.
Don't leave me!
Secretly rescued and hidden away, she has lost her memory.
Isn't it 1983?
But a stroll in the park could bring her face to face with a fiancé who still mourns her death. Days of Our Lives, NBC Daytime.
Yeah. Yes, Jenna.
Yes, honey, he's right here. Jenna.
Thanks. Hey, Jen, what's going on?
Thank goodness for call forwarding. Hi.
What's going on? What's the matter?
I don't have time to explain, but could you get over to KBAY right away?
Right now?
Yeah, there's something going on here. It's very, very important, and it'll be easier for me if I have you by my side.
Sure. Yeah, I'll be right there.
Thanks. Hurry, okay?
Bye. I gotta go. I gotta get over to say goodbye to Maggie for me, right?
Yeah, I'll come up.
Thanks.
Maggie, what are you doing?
Just call me a closet romantic, but I think that if a woman is going to get proposed to, that she deserves the moment to react. I never had that.
Kelsey, I laid everything on the line for you. I told you exactly how I feel, and you make it sound like you could care less.
That's not true. I do care.
And so get ready.
Great.
Fine.
Okay, I just need this. Thanks for
It's all
coming.
right, honey. You'll be all right. You'll be great.
Kevin?
Sure.
How do you feel? You nervous?
Angry.
Yeah, I understand. Listen, if you want to back out, I'll understand. We don't have to.
I'm not going to knuckle under to these threats, Jenna.
But, Kevin, this is Carl we're talking about. We could make him angrier.
Good.
Do you realize that?
Then when he makes his move, I'll get him.
Okay, quiet, everybody. Places. In 5, 4, 3.
This is a special news bulletin coming to you from KBAY Bay City. I'm Jenna Norris. Today, our Assistant District Attorney, Kevin Anderson, received a death threat. Mr. Anderson is being considered for this city's chief prosecutor position. And Mr. Anderson is hoping that whomever sent this will be watching and has asked for this time to respond. Kevin?
Thank you, Jenna. While investigating a case at Top's restaurant this afternoon, I received this death threat. Now, at the moment, neither I nor the police know who sent it. But I will not be frightened or intimidated by these threats, and I will pursue the job of chief prosecutor. And if I am appointed to that position, I will use all of my clout and manpower to send a message to the criminals of this city that they will have to deal with me now, and their days are numbered. Furthermore, if this is in any way an attempt to pressure me to drop certain cases that I'm presently working on, it won't work. I will pursue them with more vigor and more energy than ever before until the criminals, till the ones responsible, are brought to justice. Thank you.
If anyone out there has any information that may lead us to the person who sent this threat, please call 555-INFO. We thank you, and we promise that your call will remain strictly confidential. Thank you, and have a nice day.
And we're out.
How do you feel?
Better.
Good. Listen, I just want you to know that I think you're really brave, and I hope we did the right thing.
I think we did. You okay?
Good. Yeah, I'm fine. Yeah, thanks. Okay? Thanks.
Well, Kevin, what is going to happen now?
Well, when whoever did this makes his move, we'll get him.
Whoever did this, you don't think it's Carl?
Everyone is innocent until proven guilty. Even Carl.
You know, I'd like to take you away, someplace where you might be safe. Maybe the old mill.
Isn't it a little late?
Well, you'd be surprised. See, the water is actually warmer at night because the air is cooler.
This restaurant this afternoon, I received this death threat.
This is horrible.
At the moment, neither I nor the police know
Yes,
who
it's
sent it.
chilling.
But I won't be
Weren't you
frightened
at Top's
or
last
intimidated by these threats.
Yes, I was there when he got the threat.
I will continue to pursue the job of chief prosecutor, and if
Does he know who
appointed,
sent it?
I will use all my clout and manpower
Mother, do you?
to send a message to the monsters who are plaguing this.
I think Kevin is too emotionally involved to trust his judgment on this.
Emotional?
And finally, if this
He
was
thinks it's
in any way an attempt to pressure me into dropping certain cases I'm working on now, it won't work. I will pursue them with more vigor and more energy than ever before until I bring down those who are responsible and make them answer for their crimes. Thank you.
Way to go, Anderson. You've really just blown it this time.
What are you talking about?
He's making such a big deal out of this whole thing.
He received a death threat, Lorna.
It wouldn't have gone that far if you had stopped playing cat and mouse with Carl.
Honey, he's worried about you.
Yeah.
And so am I, for that
Well,
matter.
there is no reason for both of you to be worried.
Well, I don't agree with that. Death threats are very real to me. As is you being followed and mystery flowers and God knows what else you're not telling me
Do you think we
about.
could drop this now?
No, I don't think we can. You know what? You and I are going to do something about it. Now, come on. Come on!
Thank you for central air conditioning.
Hey, it's good to have you back, Jake.
Did I thank you for bailing me out yet?
Oh, yes, several times. You know, maybe I should have let you rot in that Central American jail.
Oh, that would have made Paulina the happiest woman in the world.
Well, she's a Cory after all.
You know, it's too bad I didn't see that. I mean, you told me, but I had to be a fool and go tracking after her to San Cristobal, where she made a fool of me.
Love's a tricky thing, Jake. It makes fools of the best of us.
Not anymore, Spencer, because I am dumb, but I am not stupid. I mean, I loved that woman like crazy, and she walked all over me. No, I am finished with Paulina Cory for good.
What was that?
Animal? Or the wind?
Listen, shouldn't Senor Rain be back by now? I mean, he's been gone an awfully long time.
Time is different in the jungle.
Swell. Boy, you're not even sweating. I guess you get used to the heat after a while, huh? Personally, I could use a dip in the pool. It's an artificial hole filled with water. Never mind. Thanks. I'm sorry. I know. Conserve the water. Sorry. Listen, it would make me feel a lot better if you went to go look for him.
Senor Rain told me not to leave you alone.
Listen to me. If you don't go find him, I will. And believe me, the senor will be much angrier about that. Please. Thank you.
Maybe instead of interviewing Dean, I can do a show about our family.
Are you serious?
Yes, and Mommy can talk about how she dealt with Daddy's murder.
Sweetheart. What? I did that on my own show. Don't you remember that?
All too well. Right, but it was still very new and horrifying.
Oh, and it's not horrifying anymore?
Well, it's just that at the time, Mommy,
was drinking.
Yeah. See, I just think that if we show everybody out there how we dealt with everything as a family, it could help a lot of people.
Do you think? I can't believe this. What? And for an encore presentation, we're going to get into my problems with Carl? I mean, is that what you're going for here? And should I write out little poster boards and nifty
Lorna,
illustrations?
I'm trying to help.
No, you're not.
Stop
you are
it.
sacrificing our family for your stupid show.
And you are deliberately misunderstanding me.
Okay. I am not going to take sides with you two. You know what? I am really fed up with both of you.
Well, we certainly handled that well.
You handled that well.
Oh, I'm gonna kick your butt, Rodriguez.
Yeah, well, those are fighting words.
Yeah? What do I get if I win?
How about some help with Carl Hutchins?
Oh, I want him so bad I can taste it.
Oh, Carl's hands never get dirty, right?
That's why he never gets caught.
Well, I knew a couple guys in prison who knew Carl. Now, I'm still in touch with one of them. I mean, it could be time for a visit.
Don't bother.
Oh, look, come on. This guy might know if Carl's hired
Thanks,
somebody to get...
but no thanks.
Hey, I don't mind.
I said no, all right? Back off.
What, are you always just grateful when somebody
I
tries
don't
to help
need
you?
any help.
Oh, right, yeah, like I can see you're in complete control of the
don't
situation.
play shrink with me, Rodriguez. Just hit the ball.
Well, I'm gonna go take a swim before I head off to work. How about you?
No, you go ahead.
Talk about lazy. I'm sorry. Please don't be mad at me.
I'm not mad at you.
I know I shouldn't have interfered.
No, you shouldn't have.
I feel helpless, Mother. I mean, you're always protecting us. What can we do for you?
You do something for me every single day of my life. How? By just existing, by being you, by needing me and loving me.
Sorry, I just don't think that's enough.
Do you know how powerful that makes me? You don't have to worry about Carl. He can't touch me.
But, Carlson, no more buts. Don't worry about me, all right?
Okay, I'll try. I love you.
I love you too, sweetie. You go take your swim.
Okay.
Well, there's got to be more to this story.
I'm sure there is, but I figure if she hates me that much, she actually did me a favor.
How?
Well, I probably would have tried to rescue her and gotten myself killed. I just realized that she's not worth that. I mean, she's not worth 10% of the grief she's given me.
She's given you.
That's right, so I don't really much care what happens to Paulina. She deserves what she gets.
Something terrible happened, didn't it? Ian, what happened?
It's gone.
What's gone?
Everything. Campsite, the village, the forest.
Ian, I don't understand. You're gonna have to help me through this one, okay?
I was following the trail. It was so strange. It was so overgrown. I just kept hacking, you know. I just
Weren't
kept
you scared?
hacking my way through it. No, I wasn't scared. Knowing I was heading towards my past. Towards everything I had ever loved.
I wish I had been there for you.
I'm glad that you weren't. It wasn't anything like I imagined.
I guess things change even in the rainforest. Ian, it's only natural.
No, there's nothing natural about it.
What do you mean?
The forest is totally destroyed. All evidence of it is gone.
You're serious?
I couldn't even find my father's gravesite.
Ian, maybe it was overgrown like the rest of the trail.
No, you don't understand. There was nothing there. No forest. The trees, the vegetation, the land had been burned clear.
That's crazy.
Miles and miles. As far as the eye could see. Barren.
I'm sorry.
No. The land had no more to give. It's all gone. Forever.
You act like you're just so mad and angry at everybody. But on the inside, I know that you blame yourself for screwing everything up.
Why do I hear Rodriguez and all this?
Well, because you're right. Victor talked to me about codependency, and I didn't know what he meant, you know? So I went to an Al-Anon meeting, and you know what I found out? We're not alone.
Your point?
My point is that we can only do so much to help Mom. But if she's gonna go back to drinking, it's not gonna be our fault.
You know, now that I've dragged you all the way over here, I'm not so sure it's such a good idea. Could I have a couple of seltzers, please?
Why not?
Rachel is one of my best friends, and I still hate what you did to her.
Is that what this is all about? Another lecture about how rotten I am?
No. No, it's not. I need some advice. I just wish there was somebody else I could ask.
Well, alcoholics are a strange brotherhood, Felicia. They don't have to like each other to help each other.
I need to know how you stay sober without a sponsor.
I thought Judy Burrell was your sponsor.
Oh, come on. Worlds apart, Judy and I. I mean, she hasn't got a clue about my life, and I certainly don't have any about hers.
And do you really think that matters when it comes to taking a drink?
Oh, God, Spencer, you're not going to give me the party line, are you? Because you obviously don't buy into it. I just want to know how you get away with it.
I suppose in one sense I'm lucky. I'm a binge drinker. I can stay off the booze for long periods of time, but I get into trouble when things go badly.
And then what happens?
I start going to meetings. As many as 5 a day if it keeps me straight.
What about the 12-step program and your inventory and all of it?
Well, one of these days, I hope to get around to it.
But, I mean, thank you. Everything seems to be going all right now for you, doesn't it?
Oh, yes, yes. Things are going very well, very well. I even reestablished a relationship with one of my sons.
I'm really glad for you.
I thought you wanted advice.
I do.
Then why are we talking about me instead of you? Felicia, why don't you give Judy a chance? I'm sure you can. Well, I wish I could stay a little longer, but I have an appointment. Has this been any help at all?
Actually, it has, thank you.
That's good. Maybe when things ease up, you and I can get together and we can talk about those 12 steps. I mean, there must be something to them.
Maybe.
Well, good luck, Felicia.
Spencer, I still hate what you did to Rachel.
So where's the fire?
Well, nice to see you too, Judy. Come on, sit down.
If I thought this was a social call, I'd act sociable.
You're right. It's not. I've been doing a lot of thinking.
And you want to bail out of the sponsor arrangement.
You know, this is nothing personal.
It's very personal. But as long as I'm the only one that sees it, you're not going to get anywhere.
What the hell is that supposed to mean?
It means that you might as well go and buy yourself a drink now, because she'll be there sooner than you think.
You know, just because you and Victor have been at this longer doesn't mean that you have all the answers.
Experience isn't everything, but it sure helps.
You know what? I have my own experience. And right now, my 2 daughters are fighting all the time, and I'm worried sick about them. And they are the only family I have left.
I'm raising a family by myself, too.
Not because your husband was murdered.
Does death by a stray bullet in a drive-by shooting qualify? See you, sugar.
Man, you're using that racket like a weapon. You know, I'm out of here.
Oh, come on, Victor. Well, I'm sorry, but I'm into winning these days.
Yeah, I noticed. You know, this death threat really has you jazzed up. It's almost like you welcome.
Look, for the first time, I finally got a trail leading back to Carl.
Right, if you can prove he's the one who's been threatening you.
If I can handle everything right, I can prove it.
Look, why is this so important to you?
Are you kidding? To be able to get Hutchins when no one else has been able to?
You can't resist a challenge, can you?
Come on, if I cataloged everything that SOB did...
Hey, look, you're innocent until you're proven guilty.
I will prove he's guilty in a court of law. That is my top priority.
Yeah, well, I thought your priority was love.
Things change.
Oh, so then why won't you let me help you?
This has nothing to do with you, Victor. I can't afford any screw-ups. Not when everything is riding on it.
All right, including that chief prosecutor
right.
job.
You know, just don't worry about it. Some of Bay City's finest are helping me out on this, all right?
Cool. Well, if you need my help, you know where to reach me. Hey, you know, I didn't get a chance to read this article about your chances for chief.
I'm gonna make some copies. I'll send you one.
All right. I'll see you later.
Pacify yourself. My mother was right to walk out of here. She would have smacked you otherwise.
Yeah, well, Ian is the one that's smack bashing. I mean, I didn't.
You were just so happy to cash in.
Ian is the one that is trying to prove this, not me.
Meaning?
Meaning I am not always the bad guy. So why don't you stop blaming me because the Coreys can't admit that they were taken?
That's not what happened.
Oh, come on. You were jumping all over yourself to suck up to Ian. He used you.
No way, Jake.
Everyone... Rachel hired the guy to be head of security for this house. Paulina followed him into the rainforest. You went out on a date with him.
He escorted me to a book party.
Which personally surprised me. I mean, I never would have thought someone as attractive as you would reduce themselves to date a gardener because they couldn't... I always admired your moxie. Don't take any gaff from anyone, do you?
Especially from you.
Where have you been? Lorna and I tried to track you down.
What, the two of you now speaking together?
I'm really sorry about the fight. We really didn't mean to make you upset.
I'm not upset, honey.
Where did you go?
I went to an AA meeting.
I thought they were in the morning.
They are, but I just felt like going to another one, that's all.
Was it because you wanted a drink? Because it was my fault?
Why did you park way over here?
Well, this is the courthouse lot, and I'm able to keep an eye on it from my office window. And the entrance to Tops is right across the street, so you won't have far to walk.
Cool. Well, thank you very much for the door-to-door service.
Well, yeah.
Although I really didn't need the ride.
Well, you said your car broke down. I thought I'd do you a favor.
Is that all?
Okay. Okay, maybe I'm still concerned about your safety. I know I'm not supposed to be.
Kevin, you're the one who got the death threat.
But if Carl wants to get to me, he may go after you.
Why would he do that? He knows that you and I broke up.
Well, he might think that I still have residual feelings for you.
Look, I really do not want to get in a whole tangle with you about Carl, okay? I just should have called a cab.
But you didn't.
Well, thanks again for the ride.
Yeah. Whatever you say, Lorna.
So, what are you... How come you're working late? Hot case?
No, hot prospect. My interview for chief prosecutor.
Oh. So late?
Well, the DA's working pretty late, yeah. So, you gonna wish me luck?
Good luck.
Thanks.
No one deserves this job more than you do. I mean that.
Come on, sweetheart. Let's sit down and let's talk. I want a drink because I'm an alcoholic. I don't know why in the world you would think this is your fault.
I can't help it. I feel responsible sometimes.
You've been to an Al-Anon meeting.
Yes, I went once and I'm going to go again.
No, you don't have to promise me that. These meetings are for you, not for me.
I know, but I need these meetings.
No, you are not my enabler anymore.
I know that in my head, but I can't help and feel...
What?
Guilty.
Why?
Because, for one thing, Breakfast with Felicia was your show, and I'm not comfortable with...
We've talked about this so many times. I've told you how proud I am of the work you've done on KBAY.
But you must miss it sometimes, right?
All right. I admit. I like being a television personality.
See?
I even loved having my own show. But, sweetheart, that's when I felt all that pressure. You remember? I mean, that's when I really started to drink heavily, and it got worse and worse. I almost killed myself in the fire.
But you're better now.
I'm better because I've turned the corner in my life. Now, why in the world would I ever want to go back to those days?
It's just that they talk about resentment in these meetings, and I would hate it if you felt any resentment towards me.
Would you stop worrying about me? Let me be the mother and worry about you and Lorna, please.
Hi, am I interrupting a family moment here?
What are you doing here, Jake?
Well, Tops is the place to come after a hard day's work.
What, corporate raiding?
I am a valued member of the Corey board, Felicia.
Really? Well, I know that Corey would value your resignation.
She's right, Jake. You know what? The reporter's here. I better go.
Oh,
Okay, just drink that slowly. Slowly. You gotta drink as much as you can, okay, so you don't dehydrate. I'll be right back.
What are you doing here?
Not very polite, Mr. Anderson. Not even a
What do
how
you want,
do
Carl?
I'm here to lodge a complaint.
This isn't the complaint department. Get out.
As a tax-paying citizen, I'm entitled to legal recourse when I'm being harassed.
You're wasting your time, Carl.
Look, I'm very aware that I'm not going through the usual channels, but I didn't think the police would empathize quite like you.
All right.
Look, I know you're worried about Lorna.
Speaking of harassment.
And I'm very concerned about her myself, and it would be a grave mistake on your part to think that I would accost Lorna in any way.
So you're trying to deny that you sent her those sleazy photos?
Yes, of course I sent her the photographs. They belonged to her. I was simply returning them.
Oh, I see. I see. And if she interpreted that as blackmail, then that's not your fault.
Blackmail? There has to be a demand for blackmail. I made no demand of Lorna.
And you never had her followed either?
No, I did not. And I did not send her flowers. And I did not send her note paper stamped with the chess piece. It's not my style.
Chess is your signature. You were sending her a warning.
Not me. For the umpteenth time, the flowers were sent by someone else in a deliberate effort to set me up.
Do you have any idea who that might be?
No. I haven't a clue. But I shall get to the bottom of it, rest assured.
Well, Carl, you would have to suspect just about everybody in Bay City.
You seem a little pensive this evening. You worried about your promotion? You best resign yourself that you'll never be chief prosecutor. Better yet, just resign.
You would like that, wouldn't you? And what would you give to get rid of your #1 enemy in the DA's office?
Oh, I think he'll self-destruct.
Oh, what? With a little help from you? going to make good on your threat.
I never threatened your life, Anderson. And I will not tolerate you going on television saying that I did.
Must be a case of the shoe fitting because I never mentioned your name.
Well, you didn't really have to, did you? I mean, you've certainly been vocal enough going around everywhere telling everyone how you will nail me. Now, I've taken the liberty of filling out a complaint here.
I'll see that it's processed. And you forgot one thing.
What's that?
Your signature.
I didn't forget. But as you will. There you are. Now, I want this taken seriously. And I expect to have some action on this post-haste.
Maybe sooner than you think, Carl.
At this hour, would you care to join me? A fine meal is always so much more enjoyable in the company of a beautiful woman.
I got the envelope you left for me to find.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Your plan worked. I gave it to Kevin.
I assure you, I don't know what you're talking about. You're mistaken.
Carl, please, go home.
It's all right, Lorna. I can't handle
No,
this.
it's not all right. This whole thing has been blown completely out of proportion. Now, Carl, I suggest you go home, you sit down, and you write a little note to Kevin, and you tell him it was all a misunderstanding.
Lorna, I want you to know that I had nothing to do with this threat on Kevin's life. But whoever is behind it could be dangerous.
I didn't expect a call from the DA's office.
Sit down, Danny. I think we need to have a little talk.
I don't answer any questions without my attorney present. I know my rights.
I won't be asking any questions. I have enough evidence to put you away for a very long time.
You want a plea bargain? Or for me to turn state's evidence? You try to muscle me without representation, I'll get a mistrial.
Well, you know all the angles, don't you? Fast talk is not going to get you acquitted.
I'll get off because I'm innocent.
Not according to the evidence. I have a case against you that is airtight. $10,000 worth of electronic equipment found in your apartment. Serial numbers that match the merchandise that was stolen from the Cumberland warehouse.
I bought that stuff from the pawnbroker. I didn't know he was a fence.
2 eyewitnesses will testify that they saw your car in the parking lot the night of the robbery.
My lawyer never... We have the right of discovery.
You ought to go to law school, Danny. You're very good. But you see, I have not given this piece of evidence to your lawyer. Not yet.
What are you waiting for, Christmas?
My friend, by the time Christmas rolls around, you'll be doing 12 to 25 years for grand larceny, conspiracy, the sale of stolen goods. Shall I go on?
What's your point?
I'd be willing to ask for a reduction in sentence, if you'll make a deal.
Talk to my lawyer.
No. No. This is between you and me. I can get you 5 years, maybe less, for good behavior.
How much less?
That depends on how good your behavior is.
What do you want, Anderson?
I ran your social security number through the computer. Before your dishonorable discharge, you served in the Gulf War as a demolitions expert. I could use a man with your talent.
What do you want me to do?
I want you to blow up a car for me.
Whose car?
Mine.
Why the hell do you want me to blow up your car? You trying to knock somebody off?
No. It is the only car at the end of the lot. No one will be around. No one will get hurt.
I don't like this.
Tough. Now you pay attention to me. This is the most important part. I need you to take this pen, and I need you to place it on the ground near the car. Do not touch the pen or the car with your bare hands.
Like I wouldn't know to wear gloves.
I knew you were real pro. The explosion has to happen at an exact minute.
When?
9 p.m. tonight.
Tonight?
9 sharp.
How am I supposed to get the material I need by then?
I think you already have it.
What's to stop me from walking right out that door and telling your boss exactly what you just asked me to do?
Go ahead.
Nobody's gonna believe you.
This is crazy, man. I can't do this.
You don't have a choice.
Get going.
Now, don't listen to Anderson. I don't know why, but he's telling lies about me.
No, you're the one who's lying, Carl.
No, Felicia, I don't think so. Not this time.
Thank you. Thank you. I was counting on that.
The death threat that Kevin received was just way too obvious. The way that Carl works is a lot more subtle and devious.
Well, I'm pleased to see that you still have an exalted opinion of me, but whoever may be behind this threat on Kevin's life, it could be dangerous, and that may put you at risk.
Please, I think I can take care of myself. I don't need you to run my life again. Excuse me. So, how's it going?
Great. My photographer's out here setting up on the terrace.
Good.
Okay, cool. Let's do it.
Okay,
Thanks.
great. I want some real sexy shots.
Oh, well, you're gonna get it.
They thought his reign of terror had ended, but he has risen once again. Stefano is back. Days of Our Lives.
Record another track now that I'm in good voice.
It's not that. You've got to trust me. It was good. The song's gone anyway. It's gone to Andrew Stark. Lorna sent the tape over to him already. Just let it go.
Tape. What? I left it in Kevin's car.
You were in Kevin's car?
Yeah, he gave me a ride over here. Don't ask me why.
Hold on a second. You do know what the tape is, though, right?
No, I know.
You didn't lose it or
No,
anything.
it's in Kevin's car.
You were supposed to send it
I'm
last
sending
night.
it tomorrow morning. The first thing tomorrow morning. Now, he had an appointment at 9. You don't have a watch on. All right, let me get over there quickly. It's across the street. I'll
Just
be
get it
back.
over. That's great.
Why do I have a feeling that it's going to be one of those nights?
Wonderful.
I've been looking forward to this interview for a very long time. I think I have a lot to offer as chief prosecutor.
All right. Well, let's begin with an examination of your prosecution of the Frankie Frame case. You seem a little tense, Mr. Anderson?
Well, of course I'm tense. You know, I want this job, and you opened up the interview with a fairly hostile question.
What the hell? Mr. Anderson.
I'm sorry, Mr. Jennings. You were saying?
Let's begin with an examination of your prosecution of Frankie Frame. You seem a little tense.
It would have to be you, wouldn't it?
You scared?
You know I don't think so.
Hey, well, you should be, sunshine, alone in a dark parking lot. It's not...
Come
on, let's get out of here.
Victor, I have to
Come on, now, let's go.
Mr. Jennings, I want this job, but you opened up this interview with a fairly hostile...
There was an explosion in the parking lot. Apparently some kind of car bomb.
Oh, my God. Was anybody hurt? Oh, it's deserted this time of night. Are you aware whose car it was?
Yes, sir. I'm afraid it was yours.
Mine? Somebody blew up my car?
Yes, sir. And according to the preliminary report, a couple of people were there.
Serious accident. Look, I'm okay. Just take it easy. I'm okay. I'm fine. Just take it easy. Take it easy.
Give us room. Watch out. Watch out. Stand back.
Watch out. Let us through, please.
Let me go. Let me go.
Alan, take the violence. Here's a couple.
We're going downstairs. Yeah. Downstairs. Remember, read it?
Come on.
Come on.
Well, under the circumstances, yes, it would be difficult to conduct an interview. I appreciate your understanding, and I'll call the office tomorrow. Anderson.
No fuss, no muss. You got bodies, my friend.
Who is this?
This is a warning. No way Danny's taking the fall.
I told him to keep his mouth shut.
And you were supposed to make sure that no pain in the tail innocent bystanders were taking a moonlight stroll in the parking lot.
Listen, you tell that little weasel that if he doesn't...
Okay, we got idea. I'm sorry.
No,
I'm
no,
sorry.
it's okay. It's okay. It's all right. You please tell him that I will be happy to take care of it and that I would appreciate his support. All right. What do you have? Who are they?
They're on their way to Bay City General.
So they're still alive?
Well, right now, Victor Rodriguez. I think he's going to be okay.
Victor Rodriguez?
Yeah, but the woman's still touch and go. Lorna Devon.
I'm Lorna Devon's mother. I was told that she would
Honey,
be
she hasn't
here.
arrived yet.
How did this happen? Does anybody know
I'll
exactly
tell you how
it
this happened. It was Carl Hutchins. I called the police station, and they said that someone planted a bomb in Kevin Anderson's car.
She left something in his car. She was going to get a tape.
John, is she all right?
They radioed ahead. Apparently she's unconscious, but she's holding her own.
It was an explosion. You think she's burned?
Honey,
or-
don't do that. Listen, I wish I had more details. I don't. I wish I could be more specific.
But she's going to be fine.
Frankie's got a direct channel.
So whatever happens, we'll all stick together, okay?
Lorna, honey.
Felicia, we have
Can
to
you
get
hear
her.
me?
Come on. We're ready in 3.
It's going to be all right. It's
all right. It's all right.
God, it's all right. She looks so still.
It's my fault. It's all my fault.
That looks like one of my CDs. I don't recognize that.
We found this next to the car. may have belonged to Miss Devon.
Yes, it may have, but you should check it for prints.
If we lift anything, and there's no guarantee we can, we'll run it against all known demolition experts.
Look, do I have to do your job for you, officer? I have been receiving death threats. Now, I want you to cross-check those prints with anyone that I have prosecuted, anyone I'm about to prosecute, and that includes Carl Hutchins.
You know, they should put you on a chain gang.
And a delightful evening to you too, Maggie.
Oh, please, this is not funny. You think you can just go around killing people and then you can get away with...
You've been listening to our prosecutor. I wish these nosy Parkers would mind their own business.
Lorna is a friend of mine.
Well, she's a friend of mine, too.
Oh, yeah, real friendly, blowing her up.
The only thing that's blown up round here are the rumors about my evil intentions.
Oh, yeah, well, Lorna's lying in a hospital because of your intentions. If she doesn't make...
What's that about, Lorna?
Oh, don't even play this with me, okay? My grandmother may take it, but I won't.
Listen to me, you fragmented, fluffy little bimbo. Now, what's wrong with Lorna?
She was in an explosion.
I saw her heading into the parking lot. I was on my way to see you. I wanted to see if you wanted to go to a 10 o'clock meeting. I followed her. She was looking for something in Kevin's car.
Stupid tape.
It was some kind of a digital display.
Whoever did this is very sloppy.
I mean, after the death threats to Kevin, I put two and two together. I tried to pull her away. I tried, but I was too late. It went off. I mean, I should have known what was going down. I should have known.
Hey, Victor, it seems to me if you hadn't been there, Lorna would have been inside the car when the bomb went off. Come on.
But she wasn't, right, guys? She was a couple feet away.
I need some forms or something again.
Why is she still unconscious, do you think?
That's not necessarily a bad thing. When there's an overload, a trauma, the brain just shuts down everything it doesn't need. The limbs, the consciousness. It's like the brain takes a rest, or the body takes a rest so that the brain can process and the spirit can regroup.
What if she's in a coma and she never wakes up?
Felicia, it's hard to be patient when there's so many horrible possibilities, but...
But you're borrowing trouble.
Yeah, what he said.
So what is it they say, Victor? Your higher power never gives you anything you can't handle?
That's right.
Mommy, there's some forms here for you to sign.
Oh.
I left them open.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you have a pen?
Not him.
It's right there.
Is it not working? Want me to get you a different pen?
No.
Can I have a
No, honey, it's fine. I just thought of something. The last time I was in here to sign forms, it was for you. And I couldn't even hold the pen, man.
Yeah, but you can now. And you can do whatever's needed. You can give blood. You can hold Lorna's hand.
You're sober, right? I mean, look how hard it was to get from there to here, but you did it. You did that, right?
Do you forgive me? I mean, really?
Me? Of course I forgive you, yes. Really? Of course I do.
How is she?
Is she all right? Is she awake?
Time.
She's going to be fine.
She's all right? She's really all right?
She's all right, yes. She's sustained a concussion, so we'll be keeping her overnight for observation. And she hyperextended her shoulder, so her arm will be in a sling. She's going to have to take it easy for a while.
Good luck.
But other than a couple of bumps and bruises and a headache, she's fine.
Thank you, John.
Certainly. I wish they were all this easy.
Well, sometimes you catch a break.
And you. We have so much to thank you for, this family. I don't know, we couldn't have done it without you, Victor.
As soon as we have a room that opens up, we'll be moving her upstairs.
Can I go see her?
Absolutely. Now, listen, she's going to insist on being released tonight, so just...
Ignore her.
Yes.
Hey. Hi. No, don't sit up, darling. Come on, relax. Hi. Feeling
like I've been run over twice.
Well, for somebody that's almost been blown up to smithereens, I'd say you look pretty good. Maybe, I don't know, maybe you could use a little rouge. A little rouge. John says you're going to be just fine.
Why doesn't he let me out of here?
Oh.
I hate hospitals, Felicia. They're full of sick people. What's so funny?
Nothing. I'm just so grateful to see you. Have you all in one piece? You know, when I was told that you were in an explosion, whoa. Hey, Victor saved you. You know, you owe him an enormous debt here.
Victor, he already thinks I'm in his debt. He's going to want my firstborn.
Hey.
It's just an expression.
I didn't say a word.
He's already has an ego the size of Chicago. If he's a hero, he's going to be impossible.
Oh, Kevin.
How's Lorna?
She's okay.
Oh,
She's got a
thank
concussion.
you,
Her
God.
shoulders.
Thank you. I don't know what I would have
Look, it's not your fault, man.
I know, it's just all these threats and this bomb, it was meant for me. And... God, how are you? Are you doing okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm okay.
Just, what was she doing in my car? She should have never been out in that lot by herself.
I
It's
know.
dark,
That's
it's
why I
dangerous.
followed her. Apparently, she left the tape in there.
Well, then why didn't she call me? I would have brought it to her.
Look, well, she didn't. But she's okay. You're gonna nail this guy, right?
Oh, yeah, you got that right. Okay, you need a ride home or anything?
You're leaving?
Yeah, I've got a lot of work to do.
Yeah, but aren't you gonna ask her any
She doesn't
questions? I
wanna
mean, you
see
gotta
me.
pick her brain. Well, maybe she's got some clues. She can...
Look, she has been through enough tonight. She needs to get some rest. Excuse me. No, come on.
I don't get it.
He obviously didn't want the cop to bother Lorna.
Yeah, but he didn't question her either. I mean, we're talking about attempted murder here.
Maybe he felt she needed to recuperate.
Yeah, look, the man is ruthless. I've seen him drag people out of surgery. I mean, something strange.
Remember, they just ended their relationship.
Yeah, fine. Then why didn't he question me?
That light is giving me a headache, and being here in this hospital is not improving anything.
Oh, I know, but it'll make me so happy.
Believe it or not, your well-being is not my main concern right now.
You're staying the night, Laura. How many fingers?
47.
That's close enough.
Okay, we got drinks. We got a black coffee, we got an espresso, we have one cream soda, we got an herbal tea.
With milk, please.
With milk, please. Roger Wilco on the milk.
Excuse me?
I said Roger Wilco. Didn't the nuns ever let you watch those Sky King reruns?
No. I'll explain it to you later.
Come on,
Thanks.
go.
We'll be back.
Sky King with a TV.
What I don't get is why he didn't question me.
You should have, and if Lorna's awake, you should have questioned her, too.
I know she'd been willing to talk to him.
Here he comes now. Maybe there's some mitigating
Kevin,
circumstance.
Lorna's awake. I'm sure she'd be more than willing to talk to you.
Well, I'm just hoping that won't be necessary.
You sound like a man who's about to make an arrest.
Kevin, we know who's responsible for this.
Well, I promise you, Felicia. This is one time Carl will not get away.
You seem very confident, and yet you didn't take a statement yet from Victor or Lorna. And as far as I know, the car is a total loss, so there can't be much physical evidence.
What are you getting at, Cass?
Just that Carl is an elusive quarry. And I'm wondering what your case is.
I'm waiting for some physical evidence.
Kevin, whatever it takes, you just can't let him get away with this.
He will not. He will not. I promise you. Carl Hutchins will be convicted of attempted murder.
They brought her into the yard tonight. I will, thank you.
What are you doing here, Maggie?
Oh, I'm here to report for cafeteria duty.
Says who? I know of no candy stripers who work past 9.
Well, now you do.
You volunteered for this shift?
No, I didn't exactly volunteer for this shift. I'm on probation, remember?
I remember you have an attitude.
Great, look who's here.
She promised me that she was going to go straight home.
So, where can I start?
As soon as you get your act together, you put on that uniform and you can bust some dishes.
Great, thanks, ma'am.
Excuse me, what exactly are you doing here?
Oh, hi, Dean.
Yeah, you know what Rachel's gonna do? She's gonna fry your butt.
Please don't.
Fry.
Please don't rat me out, okay? I just had to find out. Dean, what happened to Lorna? I'm totally responsible.
Well, good news. Your neurological exams are normal.
Told you.
How's the ringing in your ears?
Gone. I've survived much louder concerts than that explosion. Now, can I go home?
Tomorrow. I'm going to have you moved up to a private room.
Oh, come on. No way.
You know what? Way? You had a close call. I want to just keep you here overnight for observation.
My bones were rattled a little bit. I can't take a room that somebody else needs.
Well, right now, that somebody else is you. You need rest and perhaps a little protection. The nurse will be in a few minutes to handle the transfer.
No, I can't.
No arguments.
I heard of Lorna's accident.
I bet you did. How dare you come here!
Felicia!
Why can't you leave my daughter alone?
Would you feel a little better if you got to see her?
Yeah, I would. I really would. In fact, I brought her some stuff just in case, she doesn't throw me out of the room. So, who's got Cloud?
Well, I don't know. We might, but we'll just have to see a little later, okay? All right?
Great, thanks.
So are you working or not?
Yes, ma'am, I'm working right now.
Hi, Judy. Hi, Jenna. I overheard what you said about your sister. I'm glad she's going to be fine.
Me too. We were so terrified for her.
Hi, I'm Judy Burrell.
I'm Dean Flynn.
Oh,
How you doing?
I'm sorry.
That's all right.
That's okay. Listen, how's your mother?
She's hanging in there. She's still waiting in the ER. Would I be overstepping my boundaries if I said that I was hoping my mom would call you tonight?
The night is not over, and Felicia will call me when she's ready, or not.
Felicia, this won't help.
Don't give him the satisfaction.
But it wasn't enough, was it? That you almost took her life. No, you have to come here. You have the audacity to come here and act concerned.
My concern is genuine, Fanny. I'm very fond of Lorna.
Fond? The only thing you're fond of is making people suffer.
You're talking about the past. I know now more about the human heart.
How could you? You don't have one.
Felicia, come here. Come here with me now.
Why can't we get him out of here?
Come on.
I'm coming to go talk to the cops. Tell them what I saw.
We'll be right here.
You went too far this time, Hutchins.
I think you're being a trifle presumptuous, Anderson. Have you forgotten law school? Whatever happened to presumed innocent until proven guilty?
You've made a mockery of every court you've ever stepped into, Carl.
You give me too much credit, Fanny. Lawyers do that. Lawyers, all on their own.
Don't be too cocky. The justice system is just waiting to settle a big score with you, Carl.
You know, I'm getting very tired of listening to your twaddle. Now, Frankie, how is my brave Lorna?
Oh, she'd cringe if she heard you call her that.
She's going to be all right.
Thank you.
If she had been any closer to that car, this story would have a different ending.
Then we have much to be grateful for.
Maybe we should see how Lorna's doing. Come on.
No, I'm going to stay right here and wait for John.
Where were you tonight, Carl?
Dude, I don't have to answer these questions. But I'll play your game right after I met with you.
Between the hours of 8 and 9.
I went to Tops. I went directly there. My driver will verify it, and so will the maitre d' at Tops.
You're using my restaurant as your alibi?
Felicia,
You wouldn't
enough.
have the guts to even set the device yourself.
Please
The investigators are going through the rebel, and chances are they'll find a link to you, Carl.
Well, that's virtually impossible. Because I had nothing to do with it. Look, if you put me behind bars, you'll be making yet another mistake in a whole long list of recent failures, which would, I imagine, take you right out of the running for the little job you're after.
Trust me. The job is secondary to getting you.
Cara mia. May I have a word with you?
Why don't you leave her alone? If you keep this up, it could be regarded as harassment.
Poor Lorna. It's hard to get well surrounded by hysteria. Isn't that right, Mrs. Winthrop?
Leave Frankie out of this.
I think you're being real provocative, man.
Heroes to the right of me, heroes to the left, and here I am, stuck in the middle with you.
Can't you get him out of here? He doesn't belong here. Lorna certainly doesn't need him.
Please, I think I can decide what Lorna needs.
Good for you, my girl. Don't let anybody speak for you. No one. I'm glad to see that this hasn't crushed your spirit, which is a rare and a fine thing.
Well, that's why you tried to blackmail her, right?
This man
Look,
has
can
the
you
gall
please
to come
stop
in
it,
here?
all of you? Now, if Carl wants to talk to me, let him. I can handle it. Nurse, take a break. I want to get all of my visiting hours done here.
I suppose I can leave you for a minute. I'll be back to move you into your room.
Fine. Carl, you have 5 minutes. Talk fast.
Well, I'd hoped for a little privacy.
Yeah, well, this is all you get.
All right, fine. I can always whisper.
Lorna, please, you don't have to do
Okay,
this.
Felicia, I've had enough of this, and so have you. We're going to the cafeteria.
I'm not hungry.
Then we'll walk and work up an appetite.
I will be fine.
Make sure she's not left alone with him, okay?
Whatever anyone tells you, I had no hand in this.
No. You're not as clumsy as that. Even if it were to be your new strategy. But everyone knows how much you hate Kevin.
I think I'm being framed. I think I'm the real target, not the put upon Mr. Anderson.
It was Kevin's car that was blown up.
Well, obviously an act of desperation. I think I'm being framed, and it may be impossible to prove it.
Taste of your own medicine, huh?
I've always taught you to rely on your instincts. Pay attention to them now, and you'll come to find that what I'm saying is true.
It's possible.
Did you find anything?
Your hunch was right. Hutchins' prints were found on the pan by the car.
Thanks. You let me know if you find anything else.
Will do.
I regret immeasurably that you were caught up in all of this.
I actually believe that you mean that.
Thanks, love. I'll get to the bottom of this, one way or another. In the meantime, you let Felicia play mother hen. It's good for her. And with her hovering about, well, she'll keep the lunatics away from you.
I want to believe you, Carl. Just like I always did.
This time you can. You take care of yourself, love.
Where are you going?
Home. I've had my say.
Oh, don't leave town.
Why? You're going to challenge me to a duel? You'd lose, you know.
But when I'm through with you, you'll be nothing but a bad memory, Carl.
And you, sir, speak in nothing but cliches. What is more, you're tiresome, and I think you a fool.
There's evidence of Kevin's. It doesn't impress you.
It's completely out of character for Carl to botch a job like this. Leaving fingerprints at the scene of the crime? His MO is that he never even goes near the scene of the crime.
Well, look, I don't know this man like the rest of you do, but I almost believe him when he says he had nothing to do with the explosion.
Sincerity is like a costume with Carl. He slips in and out of it very easily. It's very hard to tell what is real with him and what isn't.
gonna go get the nurse. Get Lorna into a room.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I'd better get Frankie home. I'm going to say goodnight for myself and for Frankie. I hope you're feeling better.
Thank you. Take care of my mother, Cass.
Don't you worry about that.
I'm gonna go get the nurse, okay?
Okay. Kevin, I want to talk to you.
Can it wait? The police are waiting for
No,
me.
I can't wait. This is very important. And you know what this is all about. I hope Carl isn't your only suspect.
Lorna, don't tell me that you bought his act.
What is wrong with you, Anderson?
My car was blown up. You were nearly killed. It shook me up a
And
little.
what if it's not Carl? What if you spend all your time and energy protecting yourself against him and it's someone else? Then you could really get hurt.
You did get hurt. And that should never have happened. And Carl is not going to get away with it. In fact, I need to make a phone call and get down to headquarters. See you later.
Felicia? Judy. I heard what happened. I decided not to wait for an engraved invitation. I'm off duty. Care for some coffee?
Oh, another one? Thank you. Maybe. Yeah, after I get Lorna settled.
Listen, that could be hours, all right? Just go. You don't have to be fussing about all the time.
Go ahead, Mom.
You sure,
Yeah,
Billy?
positive. Dean and I can stay with Lorna.
Sure.
Okay. Let's go then.
Ready for bed?
I'll be back later.
What'd they do? Repaint the whole room?
Won't you stop complaining?
Hey, Kevin. Look, before you leave, I did some checking with some ex-cons in the program.
I told you not to do that.
Yeah, well, maybe I don't listen so good. Look, the interesting thing is that the word on the street is that nobody is working for Carl.
Well, maybe he doesn't need to rely on street thugs.
Oh, well, maybe he's a squeaky clean, just like he
Look,
says.
what are you trying to do, Victor? I told you to stay off this case!
You know, you're the last person I ever expected to see here tonight. And after the way I behaved the last time, I'm not sure I would be speaking to me.
And that would be a real good excuse for missing your meetings, wouldn't it? And maybe even having a big fat drink because you feel so lousy.
Okay. So you know how this goes.
Hey, I'm not about to become your excuse for blowing your sobriety.
I know I have a lot to learn yet.
I've been sober for 12 years and I'm still learning.
Well, you know something? I didn't try to be so brave tonight.
That's good.
Yeah.
Give somebody else a chance for a while.
I did. I wasn't alone. My friends were there, and I actually let them help me.
They've always been there, but I know it feels good to be able to appreciate them.
I couldn't do that a few months ago when Jenna had her miscarriage. I was so drunk, I almost didn't get her to the hospital, and she almost died.
Sometimes that's what it takes before we get help.
Well, I got through tonight, didn't I? I mean, at least so far. But then how hard can it be when you're having a crisis, when all your friends are around you holding your hand? What do you suppose happens when I go home tonight? And I think about what could have happened.
That's what my phone number is for. It's still good, you know. You're gonna make it, Felicia. You're learning how to be honest with yourself again.
Well, I got you some soda. Yes, I did. And I got you some chips. And my portable CD player just for you.
What, no TV? Maggie, I'm only going to be here overnight.
I know, but it's enough time for you to get really bored and hungry.
I checked my answering machine. And guess what? You have a visitor coming tomorrow.
That's right.
Who?
Andrew Stark.
Oh, no, come on. No, come on, I gotta get out of
No,
here.
no. You will stay right here and we will handle
Guys,
him.
why can't he just give us some notice?
It's cool. He's just coming by to touch base, see how you're doing, maybe meet Maggie, you know.
Maybe I can sing for him.
Well, if you have to, you have to.
Oh my gosh, what am I gonna sing? What am I gonna wear? What am I gonna tell Rachel?
Maggie, we don't want to talk about that right now.
Oh, I'm sorry, Lorna. I'm being such a geek, but I don't mean to be happy when you feel so lousy.
Oh, that's fine. I've experienced that emotional dynamic before. Anyway, I'd much rather think about Dean's music than what happened in the parking lot.
What, you mean we still don't know who did this to you?
No. And until they do, there's going to be someone out there building more bombs.
Okay, thought I was trying to help you. You thought wrong. I told you, this is police business.
Hey, come on, look, I know you're strung out about Lorna, and I can dig that, but don't use me for your punch.
You let me do this my way.
Hey, come on, Kevin. Look, keep your ego in check here. Now, whoever did this is out of control. He could kill somebody. Take any help you can get.
You want to help? Back off. I'm gonna nail Hutchins my way when he least expects it.
Come on, look, how can he not expect it? You told the man tonight you were gonna bust him.
And I will. He was very careless by leaving his pen by my car. It's evidence.
Oh, that's circumstantial at best. Even I know a jury needs
and
more
that
than
article from the newspaper with a threat on my life.
Look, you can't prove he sent that to you. Nobody's been able to link it to him.
That is next.
It'll give you something to, look forward to.
Haven't I suffered enough?
I guess not. Sweet dreams, sweet eyes.
With or without suits?
Mm-hmm. What could that be?
Let Lady Di.
Oh, no. Dish.
Carl. Look, I'm sorry to interrupt, especially in the wee hours. Forgive me, Victoria, but this is urgent.
It better be.
That young, ambitious Kevin Anderson is trying to railroad me into prison.
What?
I've been set up. Look, I need your help.
No, forget it. Look, Vicky and I don't believe your cockamamie story about you being frames. It's just another excuse for you interfering in our life. So, before I lose my temper.
Be ever cautious, Ryan. Well, that's how it should be. But look, I'm not lying. Here's proof. Look at this. Now, young Kevin Anderson is a man with a thirst. And he is not going to relent until his cup runneth over with my blood.
May I help you?
Tell Carl Kevin Anderson wants to speak with him.
Mr. Hutchins is not here. If you wish, I may give him a message.
Never mind.
I insist you leave at once.
I've got a search warrant and a detective to do the searching. It would be in your best interest to cooperate.
Mr. Hutchins will be extremely displeased.
That depends on what we find, doesn't it? Dave, I want you to start in the back and work your way forward. Which way?
Follow me.
Jamaica. Wasn't that where you holed up last time?
Sometimes. I wish I'd never come back.
Well, maybe you shouldn't. Maybe you should just get away from us, get away from your enemies. Maybe that way we can all finally find some peace.
You don't understand, Ryan. There's nothing for me in the solitary life, especially if it means I'm cut off from you. I simply want to live, Ryan. I want to eat and sleep where I choose. I'd like to be able to go to the opera without being booed. I'd like to have what's due to any man, and I want it to include my son.
Well, maybe you should have thought about that before you made some really bad choices.
But I'm innocent.
Anything? All right, what's in there?
Mr. Hutchins' music collection.
Check it out, Dave.
I've never asked for help before, but I'm asking now. Now, don't turn your back on justice.
Justice? And what in the hell do you know about justice?
Well, justice has supposedly been at the center of your life. It lives in your soul. Now, if you turn your back on the truth, if you make that choice, and choose rather to wallow in personal animosities, you will be betraying not only me, but those around you. Most important of all, you'll be betraying yourself.
Are you finished?
No. No, not quite. And you'll no longer be able to blame Spencer and me for your failure. Your failure will be your own doing.
Look, Ryan, I just think maybe
I'm
if
a
we...
cop. I'm not allowed to get involved in... well, with members of my own family.
Yes, I understand that, but you've got friends down there. You've got contacts. Someone, perhaps Captain Billy.
I can't.
He might take it upon himself.
There's nothing I can do. I'm sorry.
Well, then, there's nothing left, is there, except for you to enjoy your breakfast. You know, this is what I've always wanted for you. For you and Victoria. Your own family to love. Cherish it, my boy. Hold on, dearly, but gently. Because we never know in this life when it's going to slip irrevocably through our grasp.
Come on, Ryan, do you think he might be telling the truth?
I don't know. I don't know. And usually I can see through Carl's charades. I can see through his promises, through his lies. But this time I just don't know. Let's get dressed. Go home.
What do we have here? Looks like Carl has a gaping hole in his story. Bag it, Dave. This little beauty's gonna put him away.
Suddenly it hit me. What if the reason that Carl and Rachel have been hanging around each other so much lately is that maybe Carl was the one that bailed out Corey in the big stock vote?
Why don't you just leave?
You must help me.
Absolutely not.
Then I shall trot over to Harrison's and I'll sign over all my shares.
Fine, you just do that.
Yeah, I expected more from you than this, Rachel.
What do you expect from me? Friendship? Loyalty? I am a pawn, remember? You're using me to manipulate your way back into your son's life. I'm the patsy. And if these allegations are true, and if you turn out to be the terrorist, then this patsy doesn't want to be seen with you. Now just go!
You know, you're going to wish that you hadn't turned your back on me. You will.
Financial community, if they found out that Matt Corey wasn't the man they thought he was.
What?
But then I, could be wrong.
Get out. Get out of my home.
Can't do that, Carl.
They have the warrant, sir.
Why didn't you call me?
And enough evidence to put you away.
You've got nothing on me, nothing, because I've done nothing.
State pen's preparing your bed for you, Carl. Can't guarantee the sheets will be clean.
Peter, call my attorney immediately.
Yes, sir.
You haven't got enough evidence on me to fill up a child's teacup.
Photographer's waiting. How's your profile?
This perversion of justice will cost you your career.
Cuff him.
Watch it, imbecile.
No. You have the right to remain silent.
Remain silent, you...
Whoa, what in the hell's going on here?
Well, I tried, Ryan. I tried.
Anything you say can...
Shut up.
Do you want to tell me what just happened?
You can read about it in the files.
He's my father, damn it. Now I want some answers.
Trial's going to be a formality. This case is a lock.
That's what you said about Frankie's case, remember?
Lorna, what are you doing out of the hospital?
Oh, they were making me a little bit crazy, so I just decided to leave.
You checked yourself out?
Oh, there was no stopping her.
Well, are you okay?
I'm fine. They call it a mild concussion, I call it a headache. It's gone.
What about your arm?
Dislocated shoulder. It's no big deal.
You should be taking it easy.
Well, I wanted to get right back into the saddle.
Oh, and she put the saddle on me. Made me drive all around looking for this guy.
Speaking of which, I really cannot believe that you've had Carl arrested.
You don't really believe he's innocent.
When he came to the hospital after the bombing, he was very convincing.
Since when did you start falling for his bull, Lorna?
I don't. But what if it's not Carl, Kevin? What if the bomber is still out there? You could be in danger.
Don't worry. Now that Carl's in custody, we're all a lot safer.
No, I don't believe it. Look, the bombing was way too obvious. Carl doesn't work like that. He's much more subtle.
Carl is guilty. I can prove it.
What exactly do you have on Carl?
The police found a pen with Carl's fingerprints on it near the bomb site.
I don't buy it. Carl would not mess up so badly. He would not go to the scene of the crime. He pays people to do his dirty work.
How does Ryan feel? I mean, does he think that there's enough evidence to arrest Carl?
Ryan can't work on a case against his own father.
But he's a good cop and he has good instincts.
His opinion doesn't matter.
Only yours does, right?
What else do you have?
When the police were searching his apartment, they found an old Bay City Herald with an article missing. The same article that was sent to me as a death threat.
Hey, you know, I didn't get a chance to read this article about your chances for cheating.
I'm gonna make some copies. I'll send you one. I made sure I had all the evidence I needed before I made an arrest, Lorna.
Sounds like you have a case.
I didn't know about the newspaper thing.
Where is Carl now?
He's being questioned by police.
Is Ryan there?
He went to be with his father, not in an official capacity.
I'm not disputing the evidence that you have. All I'm saying is that I find it a little bit difficult to believe that Carl would let himself be open to be prosecuted.
No, Carl's just gotten too sure of himself.
Possibly.
Come on. Look, this is the break we've all been waiting for. You said yourself you wanted Carl behind bars.
Yes, but not for trying to kill me.
And I'm going to see to it that he never hurts you again, or anyone else.
I just hope you know what you're doing.
I do. I do. Come on. We should be celebrating.
All right. This should guarantee a promotion to chief prosecutor.
Well, it puts me in a very good position, but it's not nearly as important as ensuring Lorna's safety.
Thank you.
Lorna, I want you to feel good about this. Everything's going to be okay now. Trust me.
Where are you going? There's that look on your face. What are you up to?
What look? What?
You know that look, like I don't care, my arm's in a sling because I'm looking for a fight kind of look. What's going on?
Kevin just had Carl arrested.
You're kidding, for the car bombing? Lorna, that's great. Aren't you happy?
Carl's arraignment is this afternoon, so I have to get to the courthouse.
Ooh, what are you gonna do?
Well, I'm going to have a little word with Carl and explain to him that if he thinks that he can almost kill me 1 minute and then lie to me the next, he's got another thing coming to him.
Please be careful.
Yep.
Mr. Anderson, Judge Pennington has been delayed with another case. We'll proceed as soon as he's finished deliberating.
Yes, Mr.
The DA's office will have a full statement for the press after Mr. Hutchins' arraignment.
Was it true, Mr. Hutchins?
I'm sorry, that's all I can say for now. What the hell
hell are you doing here?
I'd like a moment of your time, Mr. Anderson.
Not now.
I just had a sit-down with that bozo lawyer the court appointed for me.
Look, I am prosecuting your case. I cannot be seen having meetings with you.
You didn't seem to mind calling that little meeting the other night.
What do you want, Danny?
I want to know why my hearing was canceled. And I want to know why my lawyer doesn't know anything about the reduced sentence you promised me.
We don't want to be too obvious about this, do we?
Are you trying to double-cross me?
Keep your voice down.
If you don't come through on this deal, I'm going to go straight to your boss and tell him you hired me to plant that bomb in your car. You're the one who should be standing trial for the attempted murder of Lorna Devon.
Try it. And you'll be in a 6x9 cage for the next 25 years.
Yeah? You can be my cellmate.
If you keep your mouth shut, I guarantee you a quick hearing and a reduced sentence.
I heard you arrested Carl Hutchins. You're trying to pin this thing on the biggest crime boss in Bay City, and you think you're going to get away with it?
I have planned this all very carefully. You do as you're told, and nothing will go wrong.
If Hutchins finds out I'm the one who planted that bomb, I'm as good as dead.
He won't find out.
He's got contacts everywhere. There's no place to hide from him, especially in the joint.
Just trust me. I'll see to it that you're safe.
I should never have trusted you.
You just get out of here. And I don't want to see your face again until the hearing.
Lovely day for a lynching, Mr. Anderson.
The district attorney's office is committed to giving the accused a fair and unbiased hearing.
Yes, but is that possible with a man like you on the case?
The prosecution is only interested in justice being served, which in your case is long overdue.
Look at this. They sent the assistant. I am innocent of these spurious charges.
The jury may not agree.
They will, when they have all the facts.
I'll see you in court.
Yes, where justice will prevail. Now, to my friends and my family, I want to give you this assurance. I am innocent. Now, if you'll excuse me now, please, ladies and gentlemen, my time is in great demand. Leon Macduff, and damned be him that first cries hold enough. Could I make another phone call? Look, I have to get in touch with my son. Oh, Lorna, love. Are you sure it's all right that you're out of hospital so soon?
Yes, I can get back into the ring at any time.
Well, I'm glad to hear. Well, you look very swarmy, despite the contusions.
And you look mighty chipper for a jailbird.
Well, I'm glad you showed up. I was beginning to think I was the most despised man in Bay City, except for him.
You're in the running.
I was hoping that Ryan would make an appearance. I don't suppose he's outside defending my honor to the press.
No, I don't suppose so.
No. Well, it's nice to have your company. It's very comforting.
You are either the smoothest talker in the world or I have gone soft.
No, not possible. I taught you far too well to be perspicacious.
Cut the Henry Higgins routine. It's old.
Oh, don't you turn on me now.
Last night, you told me you had me believing that this whole thing was a setup.
It was. It is. I swear to you, I'm innocent.
Kevin has evidence, Carl. Evidence that could put you away. Did you really think that you could intimidate him by planting that bomb? And did it ever occur to you that maybe you might be able to kill somebody else in the process, like me?
Well, Victor, wish me luck. If all goes well, this could be my last day on the bottom of the totem pole. Tomorrow, I could be the next chief prosecutor.
Amazing how things happen.
Want to come watch me nail Hutchins? Victor, come on, I'm due in court.
Not yet.
All right, what the hell's going on?
Look, I got a few questions for you, old pal. And I've got a nasty feeling I'm not gonna like your answers.
I'd never hurt you, Lorna. You must know that.
No, you hurt me a long time ago. I just never thought that you'd try to kill me.
I am not responsible for this atrocity.
Don't have time for this, Victor.
I saw you out in the hall having a chat with that low-life scum.
So what? I'm prosecuting him for grand larceny next week. He wanted me to move up the date. I said no dice.
Yeah? Well, I called some ex-cons I know, friends of mine, people I trust. Word out on the street is that this Danny boy's been bragging all over town how he cut a deal with the DA for a reduced sentence.
So we copped a plea. We do it all the time.
Not unless you get something back.
This trail of evidence I'm supposed to have left behind. I mean, do you really think I would make such blunders?
Maybe you lost your edge, Carl. Maybe you got sloppy and finally got caught.
Don't talk daft. Do you really believe that?
I don't know what to believe. All I know is that I will not believe a word from you. I'm done. I'm done. No, you have a nice life in prison, Carl.
Don't listen to me. You're trusting the wrong man. Now, if you let that man manipulate all of this, and you yourself are in danger.
What are you implying, Victor?
I asked about this Danny boy. Turns out he was a demolitions expert in the Army.
This conversation is over.
You planted a bomb in your own car, didn't you, Kevin? Because of you, Lorna almost died.
Now, are you sure you don't want me to stay here? I mean, Cass might be tied up in court or something like that.
No, it's all right. He knows I'm here. He'll call. Besides, I know you want to be to the courthouse, so just go.
You know, even though I still loathe Carl, I mean, he did do us
A big, huge favor. Why, if he's innocent?
Yeah, may not matter. Kevin's a good prosecutor.
You're on Carl's side.
Look, he's innocent.
Innocent! Look, just because no one has been able to get a conviction does not make him innocent. Victor, I'm doing the public a favor.
Look, this isn't about the public. This is about you, about your career, about your ego.
You don't know what the hell you're talking about, Victor.
Look, you wanted the headlines. You wanted the big win. You wanted it so bad you can't even see straight.
Look.
You stepped over the line, my friend.
This is all very poetic, but you have no proof.
Oh, you don't think so?
I'm half an hour away from indicting Carl Hutchins. I suggest you keep your paranoid fantasies to yourself. It's not going to help Carl. And it's certainly not going to help me.
And if I don't?
Something on you?
I'm not protecting Carl Hutchins.
Oh, you're protecting our famous Corey ethics? Please, and don't tell me again how ashamed Daddy would be.
I am protecting your father's company from a proposed lawsuit. Carl could sue us for prejudice in
Not
his case.
if I am accurate.
This is not open for negotiation.
I don't get you. I thought that you would just be thrilled that he is finally getting his due.
And what if it's not his due? What if he doesn't deserve this? You would just go ahead with it anyway because you're so bloodthirsty?
You know, it doesn't suit you, this holier-than-thou attitude. You're a much better Mary Magdalene.
And you've always been guilty.
This time, I'm innocent.
Facts don't lie, Carl. Neither does evidence.
Then I suggest you examine it more closely. Who gave you these facts? Who uncovered this evidence?
Are you saying that it was Kevin? That Kevin's been lying?
Poor Lorna. She's so confused. Her instincts tell her that I'm innocent, that I'd do nothing in the world to harm her. And her lover, I beg your pardon, a former lover, he insists otherwise. Now, whom is she to believe? Herself? Or a young man that she never really trusted?
Kevin wouldn't lie.
Would you bet my life on it? I taught you so much, Lorna, and yet you learned so little.
I learned enough.
Not about men, Pet. You learned nothing about men.
Lorna?
Grant.
Are
You all right? I was told you were in the hospital.
I'm fine. Yes, I'm fine.
Good afternoon, Senator.
I hope they lock you up and throw away the key.
That's all on your account, Lorna. It's the senator. He does want to create a masculine impression. Now, I ask you, I mean, is this fair? I've done nothing, and they want to cast me away forever in the deepest dungeon. The good senator here, on the other hand, he shoots his wife. When that doesn't convince her of his love, he whisks her away to a foreign clinic in a strange land. And he gets away with it. Well, rank does have its privileges. Would you excuse me now? My lawyer's here, and I do not have a public office to hide behind, so I'm desperately in need of his services.
You're defending this scum, Counselor?
I'd watch this slander if I were you, Senator.
Why don't you give him one of your cards, Mark, and take a very good look at him? I think he may soon be knocking at your door.
Carl is all bark.
With a reputation for following through, he could have blown you to bits. You're an interesting woman, Lorna.
Is that a compliment?
That depends. Do you still want to be my director of public relations?
Yes.
Then you're both interesting and courageous. Carl's right. I may have to face a Senate investigation, possible censure. And if I survive that, then I'll have to face the voters.
Well, I take the numbers have risen since the KBAY interview.
They were better than expected. You had the right idea.
I have a lot of right ideas.
I'll need them. On top of everything else, I may have to face a divorce, and the voters hate divorce.
Well, now, that depends.
On what?
The guilty party.
I'm listening.
You got a record, Victor. Judge is not going to react too favorably if you're charged with making false accusations.
How how's he going to react when he finds out that they're true? That you're the one who's been harassing Lorna, that you had your own car blown up and tried to pin it on
You
Carl?
march into the courtroom with that story, the judge is going to laugh you right out the door. I mean, who do you think you're dealing with, Victor? I'm not going to indict without proof. Especially someone like Carl with his battery of expensive lawyers and history of ducking charges.
You're slick, I'll give you that much. But then some lawyers are paid to lie.
I don't have to listen to this.
Oh, what? Now we got moral outrage? Come on, what is that, the 1-2 punch? First you lie and then you get offended when you get caught? But you think I don't know what's going on here, man? You're so scared you can't even see straight. I don't know how you got in so deep or why, but you're walking on air, my friend. You're praying you remember how to fly before the ground jumps up and catches you.
I have to prepare for court.
Why? Come on, why, Kevin? I mean, was it because you lost Lorna? Was it this job? I mean, this big job, chief prosecutor?
All I want to do is convict Carl. And I will.
Yeah, but is it worth it? Look, I don't care how you rationalize it, that Carl's a crook, that you deserve this job. The ends do not justify the means. That is morality 101, my friend. You can't lie and connive. You almost killed someone.
Look, Carl has been doing it for years.
Yeah, but you almost killed Lorna. I mean, is that sunk in? If I hadn't come along, she'd be splattered all over that parking lot.
No! Lorna is going to be fine. But if Carl is set free, to tyrannize and terrorize and make a laughingstock of the law, to ruin people's lives for fun and profit, do you see, Victor? Do you see? Everybody loses. It's the victory of evil over a system that's meant to combat it.
Yeah, but what about you? Huh? I mean, what about the guy who became a lawyer to do the right thing? What, are you gonna roll over? Are you gonna start sucking down gin and tonics during lunch to cover up what's rotten
well,
inside?
If I become an alcoholic, I guess you've got your work cut out for you, don't you?
Yeah, but it doesn't have to happen, man. And you're setting yourself up as God. You're not qualified. I mean, even though you've been practicing it for a long time.
Oh, that's what this is all about, isn't it? All these buddy years, you've just been waiting to stick it to me for sending you up.
Not me. You did the right thing by me. I was guilty. I'm talking about people like Rita. You remember her? Huh? And Frankie Frame? Look, you can still save yourself, Kevin. Now you walk into that courtroom and you tell the truth. You come clean before it buries you, man.
It's open.
What's going on? Carl's in the courtroom. Everyone's waiting.
Tell her, Kevin.
The bailiff says that there was some type of delay. Has something happened here?
You could say that.
Well, am I going to have to guess, or is one of you going to tell me? Evan, what's going on?
Victor and I were having a disagreement on how to handle one of his friends. He thinks he deserves parole. I think he deserves to do time.
So this has nothing to do with Carl?
I do have more than one case, Lorna.
Fine.
No. I'm sorry. I've just been under a lot of pressure lately. How are you doing?
Gets me a lot of sympathetic looks. It's a keeper, I think.
Yeah. Well, I wish you would have taken John's advice. Spent some more time in the hospital.
No, I couldn't. I need to be in the courtroom to see Carl's face when he's indicted.
So you want him in jail as much as I do?
No. If he's guilty, fine.
You don't buy the evidence.
I just need to be there.
You expect Carl to show remorse in an open court?
I don't know what I expect. All I know is that I was in there and Carl was spewing the most vilest things I've ever heard. And he just made me so angry at him that I don't even trust myself anymore.
Well, that's pretty smart. Because rage can really mess up your mind.
Yeah. Well, don't you think it's time that we get back in the courtroom now?
Yeah. Lorna.
Courtroom jitters?
No, of course not. I just want you to know how very important it is to me that you're safe.
Me too.
He appears to have me by the short hairs.
Not necessarily. See, he's built himself a story on very few facts. Flimsy, actually.
Excuse me a moment. Oh, what a lovely surprise. Are you here on my behalf?
Listen, it would solve a lot of my problems if you were convicted.
You have one weakness. Look at me. You're unable to lie. Do you believe I committed this crime?
I'm not clairvoyant.
Yes, but you are intelligent. And you know very well why I returned to Bay City. You know how determined I've been to win back Ryan's affections. Do you really think I'd cut pictures out of the newspaper, that I'd blow up cars?
Yes, you might. And you might use this very argument in your defense.
But why? I mean, what could I possibly gain by harassing Kevin Anderson? I mean, think about it. When have I ever done anything without a clear and profitable purpose? Yes, you believe me. Oh, she does not share your convictions. Well, not to worry. The American judiciary has always been very good to me. And here comes our assistant, ready to do battle.
You're not the least bit nervous, are you?
Not with you in my corner.
All rise.
Are we ready, Mr. Anderson?
Yes, Your Honor, the state is ready.
And it would appear that Mr. Hutchins has obtained counsel.
Yes, indeed, Your Honor. It's good to be before you again. Mr. Cameron will be representing me.
Shall we waive the preliminaries, Miss Cameron? Unless, of course, Mr. Hutchins would like to enter a guilty plea.
On the contrary. In fact, Your Honor, we'd respectfully request that you dismiss the state's allegations against my client for a lack of evidence.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me be perfectly clear. I will have order in my courtroom. Thank you. Mr. Cameron thinks that you don't have a case, Mr. Anderson.
Well, Mr. Cameron is optimistic.
All right. I guess we have to do this the hard way. In the matter of the state versus Carl Hutchins, state your case, Mr. Anderson.
Yes, Your Honor. The state will prove that on the 17th day of the present month, Mr. Hutchins did willfully and with malicious Carl Hutchins planted an explosive device in an automobile in the municipal parking lot. That device detonated, destroying the car and injuring 2 persons, one seriously.
We know the charge. Can you back it up?
Yes, Your Honor. We recovered a pen with Mr. Hutchins' fingerprints at the site of the explosion.
Objection. That's inadmissible. The municipal lot is a public lot, as Mr. Anderson knows. Now, if Mr. Anderson wants to place my client at the scene, well, he'll need more than a pen that could have dropped at any time in the past month.
What else do you have, Mr. Anderson? Mr. Anderson?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Hutchins made his intentions known on several previous occasions. He had been harassing the young woman who was involved in the explosion.
Again, Your Honor, the prosecution is making allegations that he has no proof of.
She can testify to that effect. In addition, I was threatened by Mr. Hutchins.
Objection! If the prosecution is referring to the newspaper he brandished on television in his campaign for chief prosecutor...
I object, Your Honor!
So do I. I won't tolerate showboats. Do you understand, Mr. Cameron?
Yes, Your Honor.
You can prove that this threat came from Mr. Hutchins?
Yes, Your Honor. After obtaining a search warrant, an officer and myself went over to Mr. Hutchins' home, where we found a newspaper that matched the clipping that was sent to me in the mail.
I assume that forensics supports this contention.
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry, Mr. Cameron, but I'm going to uphold the prosecution and bind Mr. Hutchins over for trial.
I also request that Mr. Hutchins be held in lieu of bail. Mr. Hutchins is a man of considerable means and very few ties to the community. And seeing that the charges are grave, harassment, assault, attempted murder...
He's lying. Carl Hutchins is innocent, and Kevin Anderson knows the truth.
Silence! Silence! I don't know who you are, young man, but you're out of order.
Your Honor, as it's our contention that Mr. Hutchins is being framed, we must insist that this individual's statement be taken.
No, that is completely out of the question, Your Honor.
Excuse me, Mr. Anderson. While I appreciate your zealous defense of my courtroom, I will decide who speaks.
Sidebar, Judge. Look, I know this individual. I prosecuted him for possession and sent him up for several years. This has nothing to do with Carl Hutchins. It is a pathetic attempt to embarrass me in court.
Your Honor, we'd be willing to hear his testimony in chambers if Mr. Anderson here fears public humiliation.
He has no evidence.
All right, gentlemen, I've heard enough. I'll hear this witness.
He is not a witness.
Mr. Anderson.
I am sorry, Your Honor, but this individual knows nothing about this case, and it would be completely inappropriate to waste the court's time with a personal vendetta.
I've made my decision.
But it is wrong! Please, Judge, this case is high profile enough. Don't make it any worse than it is.
Mr. Anderson, if you don't sit down and shut up, I will find you in contempt.
What's going on? I don't really know, except for the fact that I think your brother's case is about to be blown out of the water.
All right, young man.
Yes, sir. I didn't mean to interrupt, but he gave me no choice.
Your name?
Victor Rodriguez.
Mr. Rodriguez, I understand you've had the occasion to appear in court before.
Yes, I have.
Do you understand the seriousness of these proceedings?
Yes, I do. I didn't want to do this, but he gave me no choice. I mean, he's in trouble, Your Honor. I mean, he's gotten himself in real deep.
Look, Your Honor, this is a travesty.
Look, you're the travesty, my friend. You're the one who's been harassing Lorna.
Objection, Your Honor. This is clearly a personal attack.
On the contrary, Your Honor, Mr. Rodriguez here seems to be substantiating my client's innocence.
Silence! Silence! Mr. Rodriguez, do you understand the seriousness of perjury?
I'm telling the truth, Your Honor. Kevin Anderson has been harassing Lorna from day one. He also hired an explosives expert to take out his own car.
No, you have no proof, Victor!
I will testify if you can guarantee him protection, Your Honor.
There are some things you might want. Your suede jacket.
Right.
I'll have Alistair pack them up and bring them over to your house, or you can stop by
No,
while I'm in
no,
Washington.
that's all right. Alistair can handle it.
How's Stephen?
He's fine, Grant. Really loves that little dog.
I'm glad to hear it. It's always good to see you, Cass. You too, Grant. Take care of yourself, Victor.
What was that all about?
I am not sure.
I mean, he was nice.
He's a politician.
You know, Ryan told me that he was always like that. I mean, when he was a little kid, he never let anything get to him. And if it did, he certainly never let it show. It used to drive me crazy. Sometimes I would find myself just doing stuff to get some kind of a reaction out of it.
Oh, he reacts. Look at the lengths he went to when he felt threatened by Ryan. The thing is, he gives you no warning.
Well, I don't care. As long as it's over and he's not my problem anymore. I just want the simplest and the quickest way out of this thing.
Okay, we go no fault.
Fine, great, no fault, whatever. Just file the papers as soon as you can.
You should at least be grateful that Vicky is cordial in public. The last thing you need is more negative publicity.
You're right. I'm grateful for many reasons. Not the least of which it buys me more time.
To do what?
To take her by surprise.
Dead.
Our common enemy, Stefano de Mero.
They thought his reign of terror had ended.
Oh, my.
And they were free of him.
I'd like to have seen him die.
One of daytime's most diabolical minds.
You're my father, Stefano de Mero.
Has risen once again. Days of Our Lives, NBC Daytime.
You're lying!
Kevin, let him go!
Come on, give it up!
Damn it!
Let it go! Let it go, man!
All right, that's enough. One more outburst from anyone, and I will clear this courtroom. Is that understood?
He's lying, Judge!
Kevin, Mr. Anderson, I suggest that you shut your mouth. Thank you. Now, Mr. Rodriguez, you mentioned a witness. Is this individual available for questioning?
He's outside, Your Honor.
All right, I'll question him in my chambers, and to preserve his anonymity, I'll have the officer show him the side entrance. Meanwhile, bailiff, please escort Mr. Anderson to the holding room.
At this time, Judge, I request that you release my client and all charges against him be dropped.
I will entertain that request after I've questioned the witness. Court's in 15 minutes recess.
Is this true? Kevin, is this true? Did you send me the flowers and follow me around? Did you blow up your own car?
Carl belongs in prison. I was just trying to put him there, Lorna.
Who are you?
Someone you didn't want to know.
That's not fair, Kevin.
No, it's not fair. It's never fair. It's just how the game is played.
All right, let's go.
What's up, bud? The integrity bit get to be a little bit too much?
You don't know the meaning of the word, Jake.
You know something? Ever since you showed up here, I've had to eat your garbage, and I was supposed to feel sorry for you. Funny thing is, I do.
Don't stuff it, Jake. I mean, you can't look down from the bottom of the barrel.
I wonder what Dad would say about the big shot lawyer now.
He'd say we're both alike.
Well, you know, I haven't led an exemplary life. But, oh, ye of little faith, I told you I was innocent.
Just never added up.
It would seem that Kevin got carried away.
I'm very glad that the two of you were here. You, Ryan, and you, Rachel. Thanks.
Now, do you believe me?
Jake, I don't see you.
Yeah? But you can see what's going on. They're bosom buddies, right? Carl is the White Knight. Your mother used him to save Corey. Excuse me.
Hello. Hasta la whatever. How's San Cristobal?
Yes! Paulo, you have made me the happiest man alive. I don't want to hear it. Paulina can go native for all I care, all right?
I'm very grateful to you, Rosa, for telling me about my mother and father and taking me to my mother's grave, giving me this. It makes me feel better somehow, knowing that she depended on it.
She'll always be with you. Bueno? See? Okay, I'll tell her. Thank you. That was Domingo. The plane is leaving early.
Why? I thought it wasn't going to leave for another half hour.
He says there's a storm coming, and he wants you to meet him at the airstrip. Do you think that Mr. Rain will change his mind and want to come with you?
You need to put this behind you, son. Focus on your career.
I'm not worried about my career. I have to go, Dad. I wouldn't want to be here when the fireworks start.
I wish you told me what you planned.
You'll know soon enough.
Senator Reagan. You are not going to believe what I just saw.
Carl Hutchins behind bars.
Not only is Carl a free man, but they arrested Kevin.
They arrested your brother?
Yeah, it seems he was trying to frame Carl. Guy must have snapped.
Now, have you heard from our contact in San Cristobal?
Yeah, you were right on the money. Now, the numbers on the map, they're deed certification numbers. Mac owned that entire section of the rainforest. We're going to have to prove that, but...
Oh, we'll prove it, Jake. If we have to exhume the bodies, we'll prove it. Now, you're certain that Mac held the deed alone? There was no mention of Leon Ray or Andrew Hutchins?
He was the sole owner.
You mean he sold out his research partners for a more profitable enterprise? You know something, Jake? Your friend Ian was right.
Don't
No.
say that.
Think about it, Jake. If we use this information to discredit Mac, they'll simply say it's sour grapes. But if Ian, or Don Quixote,
Paulina's not going to like this.
Oh, forget Paulina. Think about the shareholders. We have to come up with the most persuasive use of this information.
Yes, I want you to file the papers tomorrow morning.
Whatever you want.
Hi.
You guys are never going to believe what happened. Not only did Carl Hutchins walk, but they actually arrested Kevin Anderson.
What?
What do you mean, for bombing his own car?
Excuse me, are you Victoria Harrison?
Well, I was. Why?
I saw you on television
wait a
with
minute, who
Hillary.
are you?
Oh, no, Cass, it's all right. Hi.
No.
You were great.
Vicky.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Oh, this is for you.
I knew it. You knew what? What is it? Grant has preempted our move. He's suing you, right? What is it?
He's accusing me of adultery.
Cass, why would he do something like that? He wants something. The question is, what?
On the basis of the testimony I've just heard in my chambers, I'm ordering the arrest of Kevin Anderson for assault, wrongful use of office, and conspiracy to attempt murder.
Your Honor.
I haven't forgotten you, Mr. Cameron. In the matter of the state versus Carl Hutchins, all charges are hereby dropped. You're free to go, Mr. Hutchins.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Bailiff, please take Mr. Anderson into custody pending a formal hearing. Court's adjourned.
All right. Well, the hero. How's it feel, Victor?
For what it's worth, I'm sorry.
Why? You got your revenge.
That's not what this was about.
Oh, come on, Victor. Tell the truth. Tell your best friend how good it feels to get even.
You know, when you put me away, you did the right thing. Because I was out of control, man. Prison turned me around. I hope it does the same for
Carl
you.
would have done serious time. But no, you know better.
And so do you.
I'd like to thank you. And
Look,
if I can...
Ah, the talented Amanda. You're a bit disappointed.
I was hoping for a conviction, but this will still make for an interesting chapter.
Now, let me guess. A chapter in the unauthorized biography of Carl Hutchins.
I'm profiling you for Brava. Care to comment on the outcome of the arraignment?
Well, I've been profiled before, thank you, but perhaps at a later date. Your mother may be more generous. Any pearls for Amanda? She's doing a profile on Brava, so she needs a sound bite.
It would seem justice has been served.
Did you hear that, Amanda? Justice. With a capital J.
I heard it all too clearly. Thank you.
Thanks, Mark, old boy. Right. Rachel, I'll call you later. We have to celebrate.
You're going out and celebrating with him?
He wasn't guilty, Amanda.
This time.
What's going to happen?
He'll be disbarred. Do some time in an upscale work camp, maybe a couple $100 community service.
Everything that he worked for.
Who knows? Maybe it was never meant to be. Yeah, I gave him a chance, but he didn't take it. I did what I had to do.
It's not an answer, Victor.
It's hard to see your friend hit bottom. And you?
You know, when I was being followed and receiving flowers, I wasn't really afraid because I just assumed it was Carl, and that just made me mad. But now that I found out it was Kevin...
Well, secrets are scary.
It makes a lot of sense, though. Kevin had this obsessive thing, you know, the way he went after Carl, the way he went after me, our relationship. The whole thing was creepy.
And all this time you thought it was you.
No, he told me it was my fear of intimacy.
Oh. And so you're not afraid of intimacy?
No, I'm not afraid of it. I just don't want it.
Mother, wait. I have to get back to the office. No. For months now, I've been trying to figure out who stepped in at the last minute and kept Spencer and Jake from taking over Corey.
Obviously, whoever it was wants to remain anonymous.
No, you wish it to remain anonymous. Because you are so ashamed of what you've done.
I saved Corey.
You made a deal with Carl Hutchins.
I can't talk to you about this here.
No, you will talk about it now.
I did what I had to do, Amanda. We were losing control of the company. We were in financial jeopardy. The whole integrity of...
Integrity? You cut a deal with Carl Hutchins and you were talking about integrity? You betrayed us. All of us. Especially Daddy.
Paulina! Paulina!
She's gone.
The plane's not meant to leave yet.
They had to leave early. There's a storm coming in. And besides, you told her that you didn't want her. She's gone.
I'm gonna stop her.
Thanks for bringing me home. You know, if you guys are hungry, we could get Hilda to make us some lunch.
I don't really feel like sticking around, so,
if you don't mind waiting for me in the car, Dean, I'd like to talk to Maggie. Alone.
I don't think I've ever felt so violated in my whole life. I mean, for Maggie to think that my personal life is up for grabs.
I don't think that Maggie understands personal. I think to her it was just a convenient way to access Dean's bed.
Yeah, but for her to let everybody think that I'm drinking again, it's unforgivable, Luna.
Well, I wish I could say that I'm surprised, but I'm not. I have seen that little sweetheart in cold-blooded action.
You know what hurt me the most? I'm really so proud that I'm sober. You know, I worked damn hard to get here. For her to let everybody, especially my family, think that I'd given up on myself. Maggie has no idea what that means to me or what it cost me.
No, she doesn't. But that's okay, because the rest of us do know.
Should have seen the look on Jenna's face. God, she was so disappointed. It's like she had proof that I had failed again.
But you haven't. Now, I have told Jenna that you'll be fine to go to New York and not to worry about you.
You did tell me that,
I told her. My appointment is here. I have to go now. Okay. I'll talk to you later.
Thank you.
Bye. Hello, Senator. I hope that you are raring to go.
And what political coup do you have in store for me today? Hang gliding off the Washington Monument?
No, actually, a little easier than that. Kissing babies at the waterfront clinic. You have a photo op in an hour.
Kissing babies went out with poodle skirts and I Like Ike buttons.
Well, it's too bad, too, because doesn't everybody long for those days when everything was so innocent and loving and warm?
A la Donna Reed and Leave It to Beaver.
That's right, when divorce did not exist. I'm telling you, Senator, after today, no one will even remember your problems with Vicky.
Right, yes, I understand that Hillary's busy. Just tell me when I can call her back. Look, I really need to talk to her about this daycare. Wait. Don't put me on hold again. Barbara! Do you have her on the line? Have who on the line? Marley?
Who are you expecting?
Oh, you know, the usual. Tom Hanks, Sally Jesse, Hillary Clinton. The First Lady is calling you on this line, and you're letting me block this line? I'm hanging up right now. No, wait. Don't hang up. Hillary's put me on hold permanently. Don't leave me, too.
How does lunch sound?
Sounds like twin ESP. We have to talk. Vicky, what's wrong?
Oh, it's Grant. He's pulled out the heavy artillery, and I need your help. Can you do it?
Can I get some more details? I'll come down to the clinic, all right? I'll be there in a few. Love you.
For better relationships. Working, I mean.
Hello, Victor, Judy.
Felicia.
How you doing? Why are you here together?
Oh, you mean you're all out of tables for two?
You're both smiling at me. I do smell a rat here. What's going on? Come on, tell me.
Hello, Judy. How are you?
Just fine. Good.
Mother, I have to leave now. I have some work to do. Please tell Dean and Jen if you hear from them to call me because Stark has moved his tour date. He leaves Friday.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Lorna. Yeah.
Aren't you going to say hello to Victor?
Hello, Victor. Bye.
Oh, boy. Well, would you like to tell me what's going on here?
It's me.
You know something? Oh, I really, really, really love this place. And I cannot believe that 4 enormous egos walked through that door and made this company so successful.
Yeah, and they all became friends here, too.
They sure did. They grew up here. They planned and they dreamed, and now their dreams are real. How many people can say that, Dean, huh?
Yeah, how many people?
I bet you're gonna miss this place a lot more than you thought, huh?
No, it's not really that. It's
What? What's the matter?
just with everything happening and with this thing in New York and Maggie, this has been something I've been meaning to tell you, and I just haven't, and I don't think you're gonna like it too much.
Look, everybody does it sooner or later, Felicia.
Not tonight. Don't you think that I need some time to think about this, to prepare something?
What? You think they give out Emmys for AA talks?
I'm not asking for this to be a performance, Judy. But I think it should be real. I think it should come from my heart.
Oh, so you gotta practice.
I have to tell them everything. I mean, everything that happened with Jenna in the hospital. I mean, to people that I don't even know.
Girl, when are you going to learn? Every one of those faces is your face. What you know, they know. Where you've been, they have been.
Victor, please.
Look, I doubt lobbying me is going to do you any good, Felicia.
Pride and fear are the enemies, Felicia. As cunning and powerful as alcohol. 8:30, Holy Cross basement. Be there.
You know, I think Felicia may have a point, though.
Have you cracked?
No. I mean, don't we have that big group meeting in a few weeks?
I think there's no time like the present, really.
I like the way you think. Everybody loves to hear a first talk. Oh, this way you get to share with more of your fellow drunks. Put it on your calendar, sugar. You're booked.
Well, I guess I better go start making some notes. What?
Our little bird has wings.
Oh, you're so cute. You think you're so cute.
Mrs. Gallant, I'd like to talk to you.
Tonight. Thank you. Can't sort of save my life. There's absolutely no way that Stark thinks that he can railroad D&M, especially not to get an exclusive with Dean.
It's not that. It's just that he won't take no for an answer.
Well, is there a way to stop him?
Yes, there is. You have a commitment to D&M, and you have a commitment to me.
Well, I understand that, but listen, he said that he'd make up a little contract for you that you could keep promoting me, but as far as I'm concerned, if I don't do this, I don't have a career.
Yeah, but without Dean, there's no D&M. There's only M, right?
Well, we could rebuild, you know. I mean, D&M has been a launching pad for new stars. Dean was the first. I'm sure that there'll be tons more to follow.
No,
Yeah.
Lorna, no.
I agree with you.
No more. I think we should dissolve D&M.
What? Listen to what you're saying, man.
Just because I'm doing it, I'm going on to other things, there's no reason that you should do that.
D&M was great at the beginning. It paired Dean's talent with my backing Lorna's PR. I mean...
Yeah, it brought everybody together.
Yeah, and we should be grateful for that. But there's a time and a place for everything, and D&M's time has passed.
So you are just going to give in to Stark without a fight?
Well, I think we have to be realistic here. I mean, we're all in different places with doing different jobs, right?
I kind of think that Matt's right. I mean, all of us have been so busy that we're never there.
Yeah, and once Dean is gone, that thing's going to become a financial dinosaur. I mean, we've grown out of it. It's time to move on.
Soda? Chips, everybody?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Food from the architect.
Yeah.
You buying?
Put up a chair there.
Actually, the waitress was short-handed, so I was just kind of helping her out. So what's going on? D&M's history.
Yep.
But you love that place.
I know.
You're going to give it up just like that?
No, not just like that.
What? Jenna?
Listen, hear me out, okay? This place is really good to us. I don't think we have the right to just walk out, turn the lights off, close the door, you know? I think we should have, like, a huge, beautiful farewell celebration.
I think that's a great idea.
Yeah.
It can be a send-off for Dean as well, you know?
Oh, that's cool. Who are we going to invite?
Everybody.
Yeah.
Friends, family.
Victor,
Yeah.
Felicia.
Victor?
Yeah, Amanda, Mom.
One second,
Thank you.
Victor?
Yeah.
Yeah, what's wrong with Victor? You got a problem?
No, not at all. Just as long as he knows that the invitation didn't come from me.
Why do you want him there? I didn't say that.
That child has got a lot to learn.
Now, Felicia will speak at the meeting.
Oh, if I have to move her lips myself, she will.
Hey, what do you think the chances are she'll show up with one of those big hats for effect? I'm gonna be like a big white one.
If I ever get my hands on that thing, I'm going to start dishing chili from it down at the shelter. Now, that would be what you would call upscale food.
Judita, you know, your sweet talk gets to me every time.
Too bad you can't use some of it on your personal life.
You know, you are treading in dangerous territory.
What's going on with you and the, pretty lady?
Lorna? What about her?
Well, why don't you tell me? Chili needs to simmer. We've got plenty of time.
Sounds to me like you were lonely as a kid, were you?
Yeah, but I managed. I guess I was just kind of out of the loop, you know? In America, there was my father and Blaine and my brother Alex, and I was the wrinkle in the family fabric, you know? But then in Europe, there was my mother and her exciting noble friends.
By noble, I assume we don't mean largeness of spirit, do we?
No, we mean the run-of-the-mill dukes, counts, and earls.
Okay.
Oh, no.
I know I'm going to run into Victoria from time to time. I can handle it.
Having to deal with the person you used to share your life with isn't easy. Trust me, I know.
I've closed that chapter of my life.
Divorce doesn't happen when the papers are signed, Grant. It happens over time. And I don't know if you can love someone and ever completely get them out of your life.
Vicky, are you all right? This can't be. I mean, this is not possible. What, did you miss an appointment?
I'm late.
This can't be happening to me, Marley. I could be... okay, just hold on. Infant care.